welcome back to the Leetist podcast. I am once again Kenny. Oh my God, I didn't think of a reference to pull up right here.
Come on, do it. You got to think on your feet tonight, man. It's important.
Think on
it's part of the theme.
Let's go back to an old movie. Oh, I wish I could. Oh, okay. Oh, I'll just say the Stanley Goodspeed to my. Oh, what is this?
Another Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, what is his name?
What is wrong with you?
Oh.
Sean the Rock.
No. I know
my
Womack.
Buzz Lightyear to
Stanley
my Woody.
Goodspeed to my Womack. Womack, you piece of shit.
Really partners.
I know,
in that
but they're
one.
two characters.
All
Whatever.
right, that'll work. Yeah,
and you can be Sean Connery, whose name in that movie is God. I don't know.
Yeah, Sean the Rock.
I am
Sean the Rock
pleased to be Sean Connery.
Now we listened to a Nicolas Cage sound effect before that because that's why that's on my mind right now.
Probably it's weird to say my favorite performance of him.
That's a good one. That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Or
His name's John something.
Yeah, that sounds right. John Spartan.
Oh, gee whiz, John. He says that at some point. I can't remember.
We play games about games on the Leetist. That's what we do here. We play games about video games, games of the video sort, trivia, debates, takes on game shows and board games, but we take those games and mold them into a video game, and we play them.
He's got Glick.
You guys would not believe
Jiminy Glick.
how difficult it is to Google the movie The Rock without just bringing up pictures of The Rock.
Oh, you mean the wrestler?
Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Also, one of my favorite movie soundtracks, no joke, is The Rock.
I'm having trouble remembering a song in The Rock. I remember he was a Beatles fanatic.
Hans Zimmer soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
No joke.
There was no actual Beatles music in it, though, I don't think.
John Mason was his name.
John Mason, yeah.
John Mason.
So we were there? Yeah.
We were
Mason. Womack, you piece of shit.
Womack, you piece of shit.
That was good.
Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
That's good. Yeah, you do have. You get a real. You're good at impressions.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Ooh, I'm battling through the spicy dinner that Tim cooked for us earlier. My nose is running. But I am inclined to tell you that you guys can send us game ideas, trivia questions, debate topics.
And recipes.
Yeah, all sorts of, and sure, recipes if you want. TheLeetistPod at gmail.com, at TheLeetist on Twitter.
Tim, why don't you throw out that recipe right now? Let's do it. What?
The form for our Family Feud game is still on our Twitter timeline. I haven't finished it yet. I'm going to get to it in the
I've
next
heard
couple
about
weeks.
this, and it's making me nervous.
Yeah, it's getting big.
I'm excited.
I would guess we're probably at 100 now, so we have like enough for a real. 100 people filled it out, enough for like a real deal Family Feud game, which I'm going to make. Yeah.
Nice. See, that was good.
Thank you.
All right, Kenny.
Oh God, I don't know.
Give us your
I think my impression of Sean Connery would be the Celebrity Jeopardy one.
Get off my plane.
I can't do it. I'm not good at it. Womack, you piece of shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hey, yeah. I mean, I think that Sean Connery, out of like, there's certain impressions that are really, really hard. I think Sean Connery's a pretty easy impression.
Yeah, I like the 2-second impressions, like my walk in. He'd be damned, or Ray Romano. Hey,
My brother's tall.
Yeah.
My brother's tall. Raymond.
I like playing the brother a lot too. I like doing the voice of the brothers. Raymond.
Pretty good.
Why are you doing that?
It's not deep enough. You need to go
Oh,
deeper.
hold on, sorry. Yeah.
You need to grow about 4 feet taller.
Raymond.
I never actually watched. I never watched that show.
Why does everyone love you?
I do know Brad Garrett though. He was in Fargo as well. Really good in that show.
We gaming?
Yeah, we are gaming. I think
we gaming?
we play games here. We have a new, we did it the first time last time, and it's coming back. I think we might do it every freaking time here, because it's a news game called The News Game.
The news game.
Oh, does my laugh turn into like an evil laugh?
Yes,
towards
yes.
this?
I love that
That is so good.
And I should say, like I said last time, it doesn't have to be called The News Game. If we come up with a better name for it, I can replace that audio clip in that song with something else.
I love it, man.
Write to us and give us a clever
good.
name for that. Not just the news game, but
Really
whatever.
good.
Yeah.
But Tim's going to give us some headlines with some blanks in them, and we're going to try to guess what they are.
Yeah, for anybody that tuned in last episode, remember we're doing this now. We're going to start this every time, and it's great because I get to like read the news and I get to get all these updates, and I can actually have my ear to the ground. Is that the
Grindstone?
Ear to the grindstone.
Whatever the phrase is, I have
Nose
that now.
to the
Nose
ground.
to the grindstone?
Nope. Ears to the grindstone.
It's something about it's like the eyes to the
your-
shoreline.
Head, shoulders,
your
knees, and
eyes-
toes to the grindstone.
Keep your eyes on the ground and your ears on the grindstone.
All right. So yeah, who wants to? We're gonna do heads or tails. I guess I'm gonna go to flip it. So who wants heads?
Heads.
All right, Ryan is heads, and here we go. The flippy. It's tails.
God
Andy, you go
damn
first,
it.
buddy.
All right. Every time.
All right, here we go. And I'm going to start your timer Yeah, right.
Well, we can hear a timer now. Live with the buzzer and all.
Tell me when, Tim.
Well, I'll be damned. Okay. Idris Elba recently teased a picture of blank on Twitter, implying his involvement in the sequel to the 2020 film Sonic the Hedgehog.
Knuckles Fist.
Correct. This past weekend, a speedrunner made Mario Kart 64 history by becoming the fastest player on blank.
Rainbow Road. Damn it.
On every course. Now 5 years old, blank is celebrating their longevity and making good on their promises with the release of their 17th expansion.
Holy ball. Fortnite.
No Man's Sky. Turtle Rock Studios issued beta invites and went live with their new team shooter blank.
Back for Blood?
That's right.
Oh, good.
There we go.
Nice.
I was after the buzzer, but we'll see,
it's
we'll see
okay.
what Ryan gets.
Those are totally
Idris
allowed.
Elba playing Knuckles
That
in
was
a
the one-
Sonic the
yeah.
Hedgehog was so like if you ever thought of like, well, yeah, Knuckles, yeah, I could see a really hardcore British actor playing that character. Like isn't Knuckles like Jamaican? He's like Rastafarian. So like,
I don't remember that.
But Idris Elba, I mean, he could do anything.
That's true.
He could do no wrong.
He can do no
My
wrong.
brother and sister and I were
Except for
way
Luther.
into that game when we were younger.
Which
Sonic
he
and
did
Knuckles.
all right.
Sonic
I
and
don't
Knuckles had the Sega cartridge that opened up and you stuck Sonic 2 inside of it, and it was like a... Do you remember that?
No, I didn't have Sega stuff. So, you know, like, I didn't even know Dreamcast was their last
So
system.
Sega had to overcompensate a lot of times, so it would try to make itself cartridges bigger than what they had to be. So-
But how did that work, though? I can't... Because you stuck the Sonic 2 cartridge in the top of that cartridge.
So Sonic 3 was its own game.
Okay.
And then Sonic and Knuckles was where you would actually, it's its own thing, but you can put Sonic 3 into the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge and then play Sonic 3 with Knuckles at that point.
It wasn't 2?
Shut up. I don't know.
I don't think I ever even played
Look
3.
at me, man. I got nothing on. I cannot add to this conversation.
I would say
so I'm
it's
just
2.
gonna
All
sit
right,
here
Ryan is up.
and be the pretty one. Hold on, I got to decide which one I'm going to start on. So
Okay.
you talk amongst yourselves for a second.
What else was in there? The...
Well, so wait, what was the...
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. And...
Go. Only a month after its Nintendo 64 predecessor sold at auction for $1.56 million, a sealed copy of Blank managed to garner a whopping $2 million auction sell price.
Super Mario Brothers.
Correct. Open beta on consoles begins on August 12th for the long-awaited sequel to the disc-throwing Neo Geo arcade game Blank.
Metal Slug.
Windjammers. Twitch announced recently that starting now, they will send notifications to suspended users informing them Blank.
Run.
No, why they were suspended. Despite rumors to the contrary, the Elden Ring Steam page popped up this past week, assuaging fears that the game would be a blank.
Console exclusive.
Epic Game Store exclusive.
Oh, right.
Ooh, so close.
Ryan with 1 point and Kenny with 2. Kenny is the winner
Oh
of
my
the news
gosh.
game.
Amazing.
Very amazing. I got
It
two
is
other headlines
fantastic.
here in case you guys.
Sure,
I always,
go
always
for
make
it.
10, and we tend to get through 4 apiece. So here we go. You guys know this one, but first one that gets it, I don't know. You get bragging rights. Reviews are in for the upcoming film Blank, in which a bank teller realizes he is a background character in an open world video
Free
game.
man, free guy.
Good job, Kenny.
Free Willy.
Free man.
Freemasons.
Morgan.
Members of Congress have renewed calls in the form of letters to game developing companies to adopt stricter standards regarding Blank.
Ratings?
Loot boxes.
Oh, right. I knew that.
Yeah, that would make sense. I think they have gotten a little bit less involved. Like a lot of companies are like scaling that idea back of like doing the loot boxing or pay to win kind of stuff. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see how all these kind of things pan out, but.
Huh.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what's going to end up happening. I doubt anything.
So you said that movie's getting pretty good reviews.
Yeah, you go on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's got like an 86% or something like that.
That's interesting.
I've looked from the moment this movie was announced. I was like, this is going to be a shit movie.
Yeah.
This is not going to be any good. So I am very excited to see that it's getting good reviews.
when was the last video game? And it doesn't have to be like specifically a video game movie, like a movie that is based in a video game, but like involves video games. What was the last video game
Wasn't
movie
there an
that
Adam
you saw?
Sandler Pixels or something?
Was that your best last video game movie?
I really like Sonic the Hedgehog. I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun. I thought it was fairly loyal to Sonic
and Hedgehog.
a little bit.
Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah.
I did not see it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going to go down in history, but as far as video games movies go, it might go down in history.
Yeah. I enjoyed it too, honestly. In fact, Jim Carrey was pretty fun in that movie. So I
saw clips. He looked funny. Yeah,
And I liked the Detective Pikachu movie too. I thought that was a pretty good one.
I didn't see that either.
I thought it was a pretty entertaining movie. It was fine, and I mean, it definitely helped that I liked Pokemon growing up. You know, so that helped with that. But
what do you think the chances are of the Uncharted movie being good with what's the Spider-Man's name?
I bet that could be good.
Yeah,
I don't see why not. You know, I mean,
because Assassin's Creed was awesome. So I mean, we'll definitely.
I never saw it.
I don't know. The Tomb Raider movies were awesome. How the fuck is this that much different?
Wait, which ones?
The first one was
the
good?
one with Angelina Jolie or the one with the other girl?
The one with Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
Well, treasure hunter movies I usually like
didn't see
too.
the
Like
one with those, man.
Indiana Jones are awesome. National Treasure I actually thought a really good movie. Speaking of Nick Cage again.
Was that a video game?
No, I'm talking about treasure hunter guy movies.
Oh, yeah.
So
who doesn't love that?
Thing, like, I feel like National Treasure is essentially like Uncharted, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty similar setup, kind of like, you have to go find something and do something, and then you action.
Yeah, I'm pretty entertained by that treasure hunty stuff when they find the cool old artifacts and like all the stuff in Uncharted 4.
It's like a heist movie, only it's in like the mountains instead of a bank.
Well, I have just a couple little news pieces. Actually, one of them was the Knuckles thing as well.
It? Okay.
So I'll skip that one. But my
I
other
thought it was pretty. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it's an interesting. I mean, like going back to it though, Idris Elba. I mean, he plays such a fun like character in a lot of shows and stuff like that. So I think he can bring a lot of personality.
Did either of you watch the Suicide Squad that just came out?
Not yet. Yeah, I haven't. I'm excited to. I want to go see it. How was it, Ryan? Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I think it was a little long, but
you don't like things that last longer than the minimum,
like video games and TV shows and what have you. No,
I was shocked you sat through The Green Knight. To be honest,
when you told me how long it was, I had to mentally prep. I thought the Suicide Squad was a little shorter. It's like one of those movies where you're getting near the climax and you're like, I think we're like going to have a quick climax because this movie's been building up a long time. And it's like, no, the climax is 45 minutes long. It's like,
wow.
Huh. Okay, cool.
I'm still interested in seeing that.
Tell me, you guys don't remember the Windjammers arcade game back in the day?
What is
Windjammers?
Familiar.
It's like ping pong almost. It was like people on either side of a court and they had like a disc that they were throwing back and forth. And you had like special abilities that would make the disc like fly in weird ways.
Sounds familiar.
And you had to block it from like hitting the back of your wall.
Who developed that? That was SNK?
Oh, Neo Geo.
Neo Geo
and another company.
That's why I thought Metal Slug, because like I believe that's the same studio that makes.
I can just remember going to Walmart as a little kid and seeing like the arcade game in there that had like the 12 different games in one box kind of thing, and Windjammers was one of them. I always thought it was like a cool game. So
right on.
You know what I did want to talk about was you said that Axiom Verge 2 came out, right? Or it's about to?
Yeah. Today?
Well, I saw reviews were dropping. I don't know if it came out today, but it's been kind of getting mild reviews.
Yeah, well, that we were just talking about this earlier in text, and I wanted to bring it up here. What games are there that I had a hard time thinking of a game that didn't get better by its sequel? I guess there is a bunch, and I'm just not
like the
thinking
single sequel kind of thing. Are we talking like the franchise?
I just think in video games in general, usually sequels are improving on what they did, and they're usually better.
And like my example of Dragon Age 2 is the only one I was really thinking. Well, a lot of people do think that the second Legend of Zelda game is bad, but I think it's really awesome.
Yeah, Legend.
That's true.
Leisure Suit Larry 7, Love for Sale was definitely an improvement on the previous games.
I guess some people would say
he
Mario
got
2.
a little less leisurely.
They got a little too preachy with Honey Pup too. So I don't know.
Some people would say Mario 2. Mario 2. Some people would say Last of Us 2.
Yeah, shit on Mario 2.
Here's the deal. Like, it's hard to really argue because Mario 2 is technically not Mario 2. Mario 2 is Doki Doki Panic.
Right.
And Mario 2 is actually
Mario 3, kind of.
No, Mario 2 is the lost levels
lost
that they did in the All-Stars series. That's actually Mario 2. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to dispute. Like, oh, Mario 2 is the worst. It's like, well, it's not even freaking Mario game.
This is another one that's difficult, like our trivia last week, where like we're trying to think of ones that are purposefully not memorable.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, it's trying to drudge up something that's like, that was terrible, wasn't it?
Oh wait, I thought of a good one.
Please,
BioShock 2.
I liked it.
Whatever. No, I'm just saying that the first was better. Look, I'm not saying it was bad.
Look, I got to play as a big daddy. I don't care.
Yeah. I heard that. Yeah.
No, I liked it too. I'm just saying that I think the first was I think most people would say the first one's better. Maybe I'm alone in that, but
I played the first one on Infinite. That's it. I never played 2. So
I would say the first one is better. I think the second one mechanically had a lot more going for it, and there's a lot more like things that I enjoy gameplay wise, but story wise, 1 was better.
Sure.
I thought 3 was the weakest of the bunch, honestly. I
Step 1, tweet at us, people, if you can think of a sequel that didn't live up to the hype that it should have from the original game.
True.
Yeah.
So the only thing I had was that Xbox confirmed or kind of gave a little hint of what they're doing at the Gamescom. Before Gamescom gets underway on the 25th of August, Microsoft will kick off the all-digital event with a live stream of its own. They will share an update on its holiday lineup on August 24th, the day before Gamescom starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. We don't expect Microsoft to announce too many new titles. Instead, it sounds like we'll see more of the games highlighted at its E3 2021 presentation. And this says in this article, I don't know if this is true or not, it says including Starfield and Halo Infinite. I don't know if that's just this Engadget.com guessing that, because I can't imagine they're going to show more Starfield until way later.
I can't imagine that'd be the only article that would report that.
It might be. I don't know, because I looked at like
sure,
a couple of them.
Starfield will be there.
No, because I
many
did look at like 2 others that didn't mention Starfield at all. So I thought, did this article just kind of guess that Starfield's coming? I don't know.
Oh, and didn't Abandon's app fail or something like that? That's another damn thing.
So again, Abandon is
it's the Hideo Kojima teaser thing that's happening.
Okay.
Well, we don't know that.
Shut up.
It could be a lot of coincidences.
There's no fucking way. There's no possible way that this is not a Kojima thing. I mean, they went online and were like, really, they said something like, really hurt our development process by, people thinking this was hit Silent Hill. And then the poster they put out was a dude with an eye patch blurry in the background. Come on.
Come
on.
Yeah.
Like, this is
an original iPad.
That's what I would echo as well. But there's a lot of people that disagree with you apparently. Online. So I don't know.
Hey, everybody. I have a message for you.
This is Kojima.
Thanks for listening.
I think regardless, I'm going to download that because remember when PTE left the store and how much PS4s that had PTE installed on it went for?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I was watching some live Twitch streams and stuff of people when this app went live, just like getting ready to fire it up and see what this abandoned thing was, and just sitting there disappointed by this thing. It's just check back soon. And as far as I know, it still says check back soon. So it's either Kojima doing really weird shit. I mean, that's a weird path to take if it really is him, right?
Well, since it didn't work the first time, it may be alluding to one of Kojima's previous works.
He's got to just be being weirder and weirder and weirder. I'm just wondering where he's going with it. That's what I'm kind of saying. Like, what's the big aha moment?
Well, here's another thing I was thinking that I thought of myself.
Death Stranding prequel.
This is actually something that
we all wanted.
I thought of myself, which was that, I told you guys before that Blue Point, not Blue Box, but Blue Point, the company that made the Demon's Souls remake and the Shadow of the Colossus remake, have also been rumored for the last couple of years to be doing a Metal Gear Solid remake. Okay, so what if this is them trying to copy a Kojima-esque weirdness for their Metal Gear Solid remake teaser? But the only thing that kind of is against that is the fact that it's mostly horror-looking stuff. But then we have the guy with the eye patch. So what the hell's that?
Yeah.
That's a Snake thing.
I hate it all.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody else is just exhausted with this experience.
Who cares?
Okay.
I mean, there's whole podcast dedicated
Why do they
to this.
keep getting attention? So they're either getting attention because they're Kojima or they're... Why?
The only time I honestly hear about these things is from Kenny during these things.
Every time I fucking review the news of the week, there's at least 3 articles that's talking about the latest antics that this company's gone up to. So clearly people are sucked into it. But there's like no precedent of why anybody would pay this much attention to a game with this many like failures and uninteresting shit happening to it, unless it was something else going on.
Well, you don't think it's possible that the internet have just caused themselves, like hyped themselves into a tizzy and it really is nothing?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. But I'll take a bet. I'll bet on it.
So could any developer just go ahead and do that and try to be like, oh, could this be a Kojima thing? And then people are like, oh my God, I'm going to buy that game.
Yeah, I don't know. So you said that the Back 4 Blood beta was this weekend. What was the name of that? If you could scroll back.
Back 4 Blood.
No, I'm sorry, the developer.
It was Back 4
Turtle
Blood
Rock
beta.
Studios.
So Turtle Rock Studios has some of the Left 4 Dead guys in it, right?
Correct.
Can you cue up me a flawless segue real quick?
Flawless segue.
Guess what I've been playing this weekend?
Left 4 Dead.
Back 4 Blood.
Oh. Got into the beta, you see.
That's right.
Yeah, so I played a lot of Back 4 Blood this weekend with Tim's brother.
Hey.
I got it was an early access beta. I got a code from our contact at Warner Interactive, who may or may not also be Tim's brother.
Oh, cool. Okay, right on.
So me and
Where
him,
was I?
I don't know. Where were you?
You weren't in the text message chain.
Not in that text.
He only had a limited amount of them too, I think. But
Excuses.
so you know what's funny?
He gave it to me. I didn't even boot the fucking thing up. He totally should have given it to Ryan.
But you know what? He had an extra one, and he used it to stop playing on PlayStation and move himself to PC.
Yeah, that's probably a better use than giving it to a person that would want to try it.
We were doing cross-play, and I hopped on with him, and he was like, "Oh, are you using a mouse?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, I'm playing on PlayStation." I was like, "Yeah, mouse pretty sweet." And I guess he got jealous. It was like, "I'm going to use my last code to get it on PC." But you know what?
Thanks, Isaac.
The game is really fun.
Tell me more.
You know what? I remember enjoying Left 4 Dead back in the day on Xbox.
Yeah, the few times I played it, it was a pretty fun.
Yeah, it's fun
experience.
thing just to do with your friend. It's kind of mindless. We didn't get to too much really hard stuff until the end. We did easy mode or the normal mode and got to everything the beta has to offer. And the last part of it was pretty hard and fun. But what I was really impressed by it was the gunplay. It feels like a straight up Call of Duty or Destiny, like really quality feeling shooting guns in it, which surprised me. And I had a lot of fun with it. And I think getting together with some friends and playing that game is going to be great.
Does it feel like legitimately this is Left 4 Dead? This is just the third one. Should we just call it the third Left 4 Dead? Or do you think there's enough changes in it to go, maybe not?
I don't know how much I can speak on that because I'd have to pull back my memory of 2007 or whatever, 8, and think about exactly how Left 4 Dead was, because I just remember killing zombies with friends, and that's what I'm doing here, so I guess so.
Four characters, and they have okay.
And they have their unique characters. One of them looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman, and his name is Hoffman. just to inform you.
I mean, it's got to be like a spiritual successor. If
Yeah,
nothing
no, it
else.
is.
I mean,
Yeah, it is.
they even use a 4 for a 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's no mystery, I don't think.
It's kind of interesting. So Valve owns Left 4 Dead like that series, right? Or is that Turtle Rock? Is that I thought Valve was the one that actually
maybe that's why they couldn't use the name. Is that why? I don't know.
I think there was a collaboration between the two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead. I think 1-1.
I think there's that. I was playing the early beta, and I think the next beta is like now-ish or maybe this week. And then, when the game comes out, I would implore you guys to hop in it with me.
I don't know. It would be great to get a key to be able to do it. Yeah, that would be fun.
Cool.
Sorry, man.
So that was me kicking off what we're playing, and I'm also going to tell you guys that I beat Death's Door.
Oh, snap.
You adored the death.
Did you really?
I beat it. It's great. I love it. Everyone should play it. The end.
Solid review.
Did you adore it?
I did. I would say I adore Death's Door it.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean, we've talked about the game
Don't be deranged.
in the last podcast or so, but and what it's all about, Metroidvania, Little Crow Man. It's really good. All the bosses are really memorable and unique and have different unique mechanics. The weapons are fun. The leveling system is cool. I like making builds. I have my own Crow Man build. It's great. Also, still playing Grime. It's pretty hard. Ryan's been playing it too, I think. But I have not beaten that one yet. I'm in the middle of that. Oh, here's the one that I told you would be interested in. I was over here watching your dogs, staying the weekend. I fired up a little game, which this is a funny story because you always kept telling us to play Factorio. Every time you said Factorio, I thought you were talking about Satisfactory.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what I played this weekend.
Oh, nice. What'd you think of it?
It's great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's awesome. You go around and pick up some leaves to burn to power your stuff and start making conveyor belts and mining stuff and making automatic miners and building factory bigger and bigger. It's really cool.
Yeah, Satisfactory is the 3D version of the original idea of Factorio.
There you go.
Factorio's automation was on first. And then
that sounds exactly like Factorio. What's
it
the
is
difference?
only like Factorio is like straight down and you're looking straight down at your guy as he's running around the map kind of thing versus Satisfactory, which is...
This was a 3D. It looks like No Man's Sky, but with a bunch of factories and, stuff.
Is Satisfactory, like that was the predecessor to Factorio or was it after?
After.
Okay.
I'm sure it was after.
Factorio, I'm pretty sure, was the first in the automation business games, I think. Or at least the ones that did
And
it
I think
best.
Satisfactory is technically still in early access, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, It took Factorio. I mean, they constantly evolved it for like years before they finally like actually released it.
Sure.
But it's been $30 since it came out, like 5 years, 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So before we get to what Ryan's been playing, I think you wanted to throw in a story since you have not had time to play games.
Okay, so I've been really busy over the past week, and this is just kind of my life now that I've come to accept. So I had a different idea. Instead of actually talking about what I played, I just talk about a game that maybe people haven't played.
Sure.
That I could encourage them to play. And I think I've talked to you about this before. I'm not sure if I've talked to Ryan about this. The game I'm going to bring up today and talk about is a simple, fun hack and slash game called Marlowe Briggs and the Mask of Death.
You've mentioned that to me.
Have we heard of this game, Ryan?
The Island of Dr. Monroe?
No. Marlowe Briggs and the Mask of Death. Let me tell you, it is a hidden jewel. Okay, it is just a goofy, fun hack and slash game. The plot basically is that you are this guy whose girlfriend works for this like evil corporation that is in the hills of Peru or something like that, wherever Mayan culture is. And they're digging and they're trying to uncover like great power or something like that. And you're just like this guy, this archaeologist, like badass boyfriend who's just like showing up and being supportive or whatever. And then when you find out that she's being like, held against her will to finish this job so that James Hong, is that the name of the guy, the voice, the actor, who's
Tell me the movie. I don't
older
know.
Asian guy that's in like a million different movies. He was in Big Trouble in Little China, and
I haven't seen it.
you haven't seen Big Trouble in Little China?
No.
Well, we'll get back to that later.
Okay.
James Hong, yeah, that's him, and he basically he kills Marlowe. And then Marlowe is like dumped somewhere in the jungle, and this Mayan mask that has like just starts floating in the air. What's the word? Resurrects him. Yeah. Resurrects him and gives him magical powers and makes him like super powerful. Oh. So it's just a game that's like very God of War-ish, where you're like going through
what
this
style game,
getting through this. You're navigating through this this dig site stuff and all the machinery and everything they have, while they're trying to constantly like kill you. You're trying to get to the guy that killed you and that's holding your girlfriend captive.
That's cool.
And it is just so funny, like unintentionally and intentionally funny. And one of the coolest parts about it, and then I'll stop talking about this. One of the coolest parts about it is anytime that you beat a boss or anytime you beat like a particularly hard part, it goes into this quick like flash of what's been going on in the story kind of thing. And it just shows like the camera rotating to the destruction that you've caused.
Oh, nice.
And every time it shows a picture of you in some action pose, as soon as it gets to the end of you, it starts up another pose of you in another part of the room kind of thing. You can just see Marlowe constantly trashing things like in this room with this big, massive scythe. It's amazing. I recommend everybody try it out.
You say Mayan mask. That's like, isn't that the same thing that's in Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah, they did nothing original. But they just did a bunch of stuff really right and fun.
It's got like didn't you tell me it's got like a bunch of like 70s action movie
For
tropes
sure.
and
It's
stuff like that?
It's got blaxploitation
Right.
tropes coming out like crazy.
So how did you come across that game?
I was told about it by a former boss of mine, and there's like whole subreddits or like subreddit threads about how amazing this game is. It's like a tongue-in-cheek joke that people are in on about this game, because it's both like fun to tease and make fun of, but also really fun to play at the same time.
Hey, did it come out this year?
No. It came out back in like 202013.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, worth it to all you listeners, and give it a try.
You know what I always thought would be funny if there was a game that took like the Souls elements and made it kind of like a comedy game where the main character is always like complaining about how hard it is.
Just do like a
That's a great idea.
Thank you.
do like an Office Space meets Dark Souls,
Yeah, there you
where
go.
you're like in the office and you're having to deal with stuff, but you have to like dodge
Paperwork.
Paperwork and all that stuff.
All right, Ryan, what have you been playing?
So yeah, I have been playing. After Kenny had recommended Grime, I was like, you know what, that sounds right up my alley, and I've been playing that a bit, and it is a lot of fun. It is really good. Hollow Knight. I mean, really just Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
But it oozes the Hollow Knight in there. And a little bit of Dark Souls, but not too much. Because the first two bosses I was able to complete, and I did it with relative ease, and I'm like, okay, that's a rarity for me. So I think I can do this game. It's a lot of fun. It is tough. It gets really tough, and sometimes it gets a little frustrating, especially with the drop. That's one mechanic. Get rid of it in a game. Drop damage, like when you fall and you take damage. Get rid of it. Who needs that? No one needs to live it. I am in this universe some sort of like bunch of rocks and this mutation of something that's just not even. I'm amorphous. That kind of turns into a human body, but it's not a full human body. Yeah. Why would I take damage if I fell? Like, it makes no sense. And yet it's hard because like there's a lot of parts in that game where it's like, I don't know what's below me. So I have to hold down to get the screen to go a little bit down. And then it's like, okay, I still can't see a ledge down there, but maybe I can make it.
Aren't we at the point right now where if you just approach that sort of ledge, the camera automatically just shows you what's below you?
It's super annoying to a point where it just gets frustrating because it's like you'll be going down like an area and it's like a ladder and it's like I just want to drop and then get to because I know there's a platform down there. Yeah. It's like nope, you have to do that or you'll take damage if you just drop.
That's one
or you could try to like let go and cling back on real quick, but if you go for too long, you immediately take damage no matter what.
Lame.
That's one of the reasons I like Odyssey so much more than Valhalla, Assassin's Creed, because in Odyssey you can just jump off of anything and land. They just said fuck realism. We're just going to make you be able to fall from any distance and land on your feet.
Awesome. Yeah, now I'm trying to play Valhalla and just like accidentally jumping off the roof of something and I just land on the ground and die.
That's kind of where I'm at with games now. It's just like that you are taking away the realism of the world when you're playing a game. So why not embrace that further? Yeah. If it is a game that is set more in a realistic setting where it's like I am playing a human and I am playing not in a fantastical world and I get to a cliff and I have a choice of jumping off or whatever, then maybe, incorporate that as part of like a story element.
Yeah.
But if you're saying mechanically in a game where I'm a rock demon, whatever Grime is that his name, Grimy? I don't know. Anyways, he drops like maybe like 10 feet and then he takes damage and then he teleports back to where he jumped off of, which is the other problem too. Cause it's like, if you take the damage when you drop, it just teleports you back to where you were. And it's like, well, I'll take the damage if it just leaves me.
See, I think more games need the sands of time mechanic so you can just rewind time all the time. So you never make mistakes anymore.
Not bad.
That means we just need to all download emulators. And
they did do a good job with that game by making it so that the sands actually like wore down kind of thing and you had to refill them. I think you had to kill things in order to refill it. So you only got so many chances.
Because I think you would suck like the sand out I think you would suck the sand out with your like dagger. Yeah. I believe it was like a kill thing. Did you actually beat Psychonauts? Actually, I forgot to ask you.
Like I said, I haven't played a game. I have not played a game since we recorded last week. So
one tip I should give you for Grime, since this is borrowed from the Soulsy games. If you're talking to the NPCs, if you keep talking to them and exhaust their dialogue and make sure they're not repeating each other, well, sometimes they'll have 3 things to say, and when you get to the 3rd thing, they give you some items.
Ooh. Oh,
yeah.
So their dialogue is usually life is pain, pain is evil, evil is this world or whatever. I'm like,
here's a cookie.
I get it. Can you tell me how to not take fall damage?
Hopefully there's a double jump. I still haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still
it does have a really
fingers.
Interesting mechanic where if you do an evasion, essentially like a parry move, when the enemy attacks you, you suck them in. And if you suck enough of them in, you get a ability from them.
Oh, like Kirby.
Kind of like Kirby a little bit. Like it kills them and then you gain like their essence. And if you kill enough of them in that fashion, it has to be in that fashion. You can't just like slash kill. You have to do the parry move to do that. And then you can go to this like little fountain thing. And it's like you can spend skill points into those unlocked abilities that those specific enemies give you.
Okay.
Which is really cool.
Well, also when you parry, you fill up that yellow bar, which lets you heal yourself when it's full.
Which is, you
have to choose what you're going to use kind of thing. What you're going to use.
No, they're different currencies actually.
They're different currencies. Yeah.
I think I need to try this game so that this conversation makes any sense to me.
Sure. Yeah. It's a good game.
Anyways, you take fall damage. Don't like that, but I'm enjoying it. Otherwise,
nice.
And then a little bit of Death Store again. Map none, so lost. And I have been, oh man, I'm trying to think of anything else I've been jamming
Did you talk
on.
about Skyward Sword last week?
Oh, yeah, no, I forgot. Yes,
you didn't.
Kenny let me borrow Skyward Sword. That lasted all of an hour for me to realize, wow, this is a crap Zelda game.
God.
This is a crap Zelda game. And I'm so glad I did not buy that.
Yeah,
So,
I lasted longer than an hour, but I don't know. Yeah,
it was designed for the Wii to be able to use those motion controls, and I get that. But even like mechanically, what it's trying to get you to do, I'm just not interested in. I just don't care.
I mean, even, they're all experimenting kind of thing and trying to make it work.
And sometimes an experiment works and sometimes it doesn't. And apparently when this first came out, a lot of people loved it. So maybe during that time, it was like, oh, motion controls are so cool. But like this time, like I could not care less about that mechanic. So about an hour in, and I've returned it to Kenny. So that will sit on the never finished Zelda series of games that I have.
So once
Fair
again,
enough.
bravo to Assassin's Creed Odyssey for not having fall damage. If we've learned anything here.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make, why have fall damage? Anyways, other than that, Pokemon Unite, that has gone by the wayside. That has gone by the wayside very quickly because pay to win became very prevalent between these last podcasts.
yeah.
And all of a sudden it's just like, I cannot win. There's nothing I can do.
That's
I
a
will
bummer.
always lose. And it's because people are
You could pay.
I could. That's true. I could win.
In some of that stamps.com.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about this in the news thing, but I saw a lot of news articles. What the heck is going on with Pokemon Go and Niantic?
That's a good question.
We briefly touched on it last episode. Basically, they made a couple of changes to the game that they're calling like post-pandemic changes because I guess they made pandemic changes to make things a little bit more social distance friendly kind of thing. And it sounds like they took that to a larger scale and made it so that like you could be further away from the Pokestops and other things like that in the game and still get access to them. So you didn't have to, it was the difference between like 10 meters and 30 meters or something like that. But I guess that mattered when it came to just like driving or riding down the road or something like that. You couldn't just get the stores you're passing by when you're sitting in your mom's car kind of thing, getting driven down the road. Because I know nobody uses their phone while driving. So, they changed it. So now they can't do that. You know what I mean? And so it takes longer to get to all these things. And I guess people just don't want that. They want it back the way it was. So
I don't know. I find it more surprising that people are playing Pokemon Go still. So that's,
I can understand the thrill of it. They keep on developing it and stuff like that. It'd just be like latching on to any other game you get really into kind of thing. I mean, I've seen people play it recently kind of thing. So I guess.
And they come out with all these, because I know Harry Potter came out with one. Witcher just came out with its own thing that's done the same way as Pokemon Go.
I saw that. Where you fight enemies or whatever.
Fight enemies and stuff like that. Hey, Kenny, try it out.
There
Give
we
us,
go.
maybe we'll talk about it in the next one. I don't know, whatever.
Listeners, go ahead and try that game and tweet at us how it is.
Listeners, AR games, aren't they fun?
If we're not going to do any of it, we'll just put it on the listeners and they have to tell us how it went.
Yeah, there you go.
But then you get a shout out on our podcast. So go ahead.
It works. So yeah, that's about it for me in the games I've been.
Cool. Well,
I dig it, damn, dude. You've been playing a lot of games.
No, I have not.
I thought you went through like 3 or 4.
Grime has been the main game, and then I put 1 hour into Skyward Swords.
Fair.
I logged maybe 20 more minutes into Death's Door. Couldn't figure out where to go.
I gave you a tip about that earlier. Maybe you can utilize
I'll
it.
give that a go and hopefully
About finding a door
where
to
the
get you
hell to
through
go.
Death's Door.
Death's Door.
Well, Tim, you sound jealous that you don't get to play some games, so maybe you'd like to play a
I would
game.
love to play a game. I've been so hungry. All I want to do is game. I should say that I have played Dungeons and Dragons twice in the past week, which has been pretty dope. I wrote. You guys might be aware that I wrote an introductory campaign for D&D to share with my social gaming community here in Nashville.
Yeah.
Get out and game Nashville, Gong Nashville. If you're in town, hey, look it up. We're on Facebook and Meetup. That's my little plug.
Hey, we're sponsored by Gong, aren't we?
So sure, yeah. So anyways, Kathy ran that game with a bunch of old friends of me and Kenny from growing up, and introduced a bunch of new people to play in D&D. So yeah, that's the gaming I did a little bit of over the past week.
Introduced some noobs to the world of D&D.
I did.
What did they think?
They loved it. Yeah. Of course they loved it.
It's hard, like when you first started and when people start realizing, oh shit, I can do this?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this isn't a
it's
video
funny.
game. You're not limited.
Most of the people that we introduced it to are people from LA that were there and like actors and, people like that. So as soon as they realized that they were just doing improv class, essentially like at the table, they all got really into it.
Yeah,
so
it's all
that's
yes
awesome.
and.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I would love to play that with Brandon. That'd be so much fun.
Oh yeah. It was super fun. Andrew even got into it, which I was super shocked about. So
That's fun. I have to write up some D&D stuff this weekend for a game I'm running as well.
which I'm going to play in.
Yep, there you go.
I got to run Ryan through D&D on Saturday.
is
We spend
true.
entirely too much time
spend
together.
entirely.
I think there's too much games going on,
There are
guys.
too many games.
Wait a minute. Speaking
is
of
more
games.
Wow, flawless segue.
Flawless segue.
I can say speaking of games anytime in this podcast. It's not really
It's
worthy.
always flawless.
It's not really worthy of a flawless segue, but I don't know.
But we got games, don't we? We got some games about games to game about.
We do.
We're going to answer the age-old question, Tim. Are you smarter than a Leet Gamer?
Amazing.
Did you mean it? Did you mean to press that button?
Are you smarter than a Leet Gamer?
Well played. Well played.
Shut up.
And now, are you smarter than a Leet Gamer?
I think you should use that voice more often. Sounds
Pretty good,
great.
yeah.
Great
Very
on-
announcery.
Good audio.
Welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Leet Gamer? With a game where you try to decide if you're smarter than a Leet Gamer by answering questions that will make you feel smart.
Oh, I'm totally putting a crowd noise into that one. Exactly.
Yeah.
In this corner, we have Tim.
Hi.
And in the other corner, Kenny.
In the blue trunks.
The blue trunks. No one told you to put those on. Anyways.
In the sleeveless shirt, Tim.
All right.
In the flannel, Kenny.
Kenny and the Flannels. Can that be your band name? We're Kenny and the Flannels.
Kenny
In the flannel.
No, that doesn't work.
Oh my God. All right, let's play a game.
All right. So I have 3 categories here.
What's the categories?
The categories are Let's Get Meta,
Let's get meta.
Sound Off.
Sound off. Uh-oh, does this one have sounds in it?
Oh, it does indeed.
Coolio.
And did the credits roll?
Did the credits roll?
I think you can guess what that one's going to be, but we'll find out. Starting with a coin toss. That's me reaching for
I
a
want to
coin.
be heads. I want to be heads.
All right, Tim is heads, and that is tails. Also satisfying.
First
sound.
game I lost tonight.
All
Taily
right.
day.
It is tails. All right, Kenny.
All right. I need to know what sound off is.
All right, sound off. Sound off is a game that I'm going to play right now. I'm going to play you one sound effect. It's going to be from a game. And I'm going to have you tell me what series that sound effect is from and what is being done in that. Now,
Jesus.
It is very loosely based. So if you give me a general, I'm going to give you the point. Like it doesn't have to be very specific, but
Uh-oh.
first one is...
Oh, that is Ryu performing a Hadouken.
That is correct.
Right.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
All right.
I wouldn't have known that.
On the board.
Or was I supposed to say Street? Was I supposed to say
Dirty
Street
damn lie.
Fighter?
Of course I would have known that.
Street Fighter, that's fine.
Yeah,
You
okay.
Ryu Street Fighter. I'm going to make this very loosely based. If you give me the character, you give me the series, whatever.
Gotcha.
But the fact that you can recognize something is
Gotcha,
what we're
gotcha.
trying to go for here.
Fair enough.
All right. Back to Tim.
Well, now I want to try one of those.
All right. Tim.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No idea?
Wait.
You want me to play it again?
No. Do it again. I don't know. Defeating a boss in Dark Souls.
So close.
So close.
That
so
is a
close.
Dark Souls death.
That is when you die in Dark Souls. But
Yeah, if you're playing like a boss and you die, that's what happens.
all right, back to Kenny.
All right. Are we doing stealables on all these?
No, shut up. No.
Okay. I was confirming.
We're not going to do stealables in
Sure.
this series.
You're being nice to me.
That's fine. Let's try. Did the credits roll?
All right. Did the credits roll?
Is this a yes or no?
It is a
Most games have credits, right?
it is a yes or no. Yes.
Oh.
It is basically, did I complete
Oh, I gotcha.
this game?
Now I get it.
All right. Did the credits roll for when I played Fallout New Vegas?
Absolutely.
That is correct.
All right.
Amazing.
Tim.
Let's get meta.
Let's get meta. I'm going to give you 2 games And you're going to tell me which game had the higher Metacritic score.
Okay.
Good one.
Death's Door or Samurai Warriors 5.
This is the reviewers review.
This is the Metacritic aggregate score.
Okay. Of
There's two of them.
there's two of them. So this is the
Sorry,
reviewers or the people?
The reviewers.
Okay. Death's Door or what game?
Samurai Warriors 5.
Death's Door.
That is correct.
Amazing.
What is Samurai Warriors 5?
I believe it's like Dynasty Warriors, but with samurai.
Did you just make that up?
No, it legitimately is a game. So all these games, let me also preface with let's get meta. They're all more recent games.
Oh,
They're like more like they just came out or they came out in the last year or so.
Okie dokie.
5 sounds pretty late in the series to me. Let's keep going. Let's get meta.
Let's get meta.
Let's get meta-er.
All right. Microsoft Flight Simulator or The Ascent.
Let's go with Flight Simulator.
That is correct.
All right.
Amazing.
Surprised. People like the users didn't like that because of all the fuckiness that happened with the release.
Good thing I
Flight
didn't know that.
Simulator got a 91 and Ascent got 66. Death's Door got an 87. Samurai Warriors got a 77.
I got 66. Wow.
Yeah. People did not care for The Ascent.
Well,
Amazing.
the reviewers didn't seem to
I
care for
liked
this.
it. I like it. I'm still playing that.
I don't
That's one of the
follow
other
Metacritic,
games
man.
that
I don't ever trust what they have to say, kind of thing. Like I always apply like reviewers who've been paid to give reviews on Metacritic, kind of thing.
Probably.
And then user scores are usually like when a game has got some bad aspect to it that goes viral, like that everybody just says 0. Like it's not worth anything.
This meta game's getting meta.
I also mentioned that the Ascent had funky problems on PC. I wonder if a lot of them reviewed it on PC.
could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Oh, the majority of the Metacritics are PC reviews.
how about
There are a few that are specific to like Nintendo or,
Sure.
or Sony, but
I
they're
get it.
literally exclusives for those.
All right, sound off.
All right,
I'm
sound
gonna try
off
again on this one.
for Team.
That was Sonic when he gets rings knocked out of him.
That is correct.
Amazing.
I would have had to think for a minute. I think I would have got that, but it would have taken me a second to think. Let's keep hearing some sounds.
It's the only sound I know
All
from
right.
Sega. So.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Good luck.
What the fuck? Can you do that again?
I think Tim knows this.
I do know this one.
Good luck.
Let's say good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I also want that as one of our soundboard
That'd be
things.
good, yeah.
Man, I don't know what the. Is there something I played?
Do I
on
get
there?
to steal?
No steals.
No steals, but I will let you happily trash
Yeah, go
Kenny.
for it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
mission
gonna-
starting Star Fox, baby.
Good luck.
I did. Which Star Fox?
The original.
the original,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's the only one I
They
played.
also had it on 64. Yeah. Rob.
No, and the second one, it was Star Fox, we need your help.
I only played the Super
And it's a
Nintendo
dog,
one, but it's been a long
everybody's an
time.
animal.
It's Sergeant Pepper, right?
Sergeant
Lonely's Island Band? I don't know.
Pepper's Lonely Island.
Sergeant Pepper's.
Lonely Island Band? I don't know.
Oh, God. That was incredible.
Sergeant
Pepper's
Pepper.
Lonely Island and the Sun Weezer Band.
Oh, Jesus
All
Christ.
right.
Tim.
Back to Tim.
Oh, man. Let's do Did the Credits Roll?
Did the credits roll? Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Did the credits roll?
No.
Correct.
Wow.
Amazing.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
it was an all right game, but I was like,
I played it for a pretty long time, but I also did not beat
Yeah.
it. It was a good game. I liked it.
true.
I never got through XCOM or anything like that either. So I just kind of went with my gut on that.
Very
one.
simplified version of
Gotcha.
XCOM, but it's fun, I think.
Kenny.
Let's go with Let's Get Meta.
Let's get meta. Tribes of Midgard or the Forgotten City.
Mm.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, well, based on the recent not greatness of Tribes of Midgard, and I'm not sure where the Forgotten City lays, but I'll just say Forgotten City.
That is correct.
All right.
Amazing.
You guys are doing so good in this
Doing
game.
good. Oh, give me another sound off.
Sound off.
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
Every time you say that, I think clap on, clap
Clap
off. The clapper.
All right, Tim, your sound off.
That's Banjo from any of the games Banjo's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I remember specifically from Diddy
I'll
Kong
give you
Racing.
that. His action is laughing, but whatever. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
but that's just.
I would have said that was goofy.
That's
it kind of is.
That totally is goofy.
Kind of want that as a sound effect too.
that's the sound that Banjo makes when you select him in Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, there you go.
So, that's a
Go
there
even
you
deeper.
Go. Yeah, there you go. Canny.
Show off. Let's get meta.
Good luck.
Let's get. I really want to have that. All right, let's get meta. Grime, game we've been talking about,
Yep.
or the ramp.
Since I don't know what the hell the ramp is, I'll say Grime.
That is incorrect.
Damn.
The ramp, which I have no idea what that game is,
Did really well.
scored an 86. Grime got an 81.
Interesting.
So we have to play the ramp now.
I guess so.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Well, did the credits roll?
They say
Are
it's
you
better than
choosing
Grime.
did the credits
Yeah.
roll? All right.
Flawless segue.
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal. Did you ever finish that? I want to say no.
You did, didn't you?
I think you.
Did
I
he?
think you gave up on the last level.
I did finish it.
You did finish
I
it.
did.
Okay.
I remember
I
you
got
saying
to the
that.
last level, and then I stopped playing for a while, and then finally was like, all right, I just.
And you came back and finished it?
gotta finish
You know why I
Gotcha.
remember you saying that? Because when you told me, I was like, how the hell did you... Because you also said, I don't think I ever found the super shotgun. I was like, is that possible?
No, it's not. It's the only way to go through the level is to find the damn thing. Yeah. You just never used it. You never found
never used
Never
it.
found it in the weapon wheel.
the weapon wheel. Exactly. Well, I just figured it's another shotgun. What do I need to use that for?
All right, back to Canny.
Sound off.
All right, your sound off for today.
Is that Chun-Li fighting?
That is incorrect.
God damn it,
man.
Kenny. Why isn't this stealable? This is like the most stealable thing I've ever stolen. That's a child Link slashing his sword in Ocarina of
That
Time.
is true.
Oh.
That is correct.
God damn it.
I don't know why I immediately thought of Chun-Li.
Hold on. I just want to.
It's
That
not a bad
sounds
guess.
so female.
It's not a bad
That's
guess.
a bad guess. No,
Yeah.
it probably was a female voice
Yeah, I
actress
guess
who
it
did
probably
that.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
God.
All right. Well, Tim, you could do a sound off. And
Maybe.
maybe
It's going to be something I don't know.
I think you
can't
should
even
do
know
a
it.
sound
All
off.
right, I'll do a sound off. Oh, I don't even know what that would be. That's Kafka from Final Fantasy VI, baby.
that is why I
Amazing.
said you should choose that one.
Very much. Thank you for giving me the credit for the 2 ones I should have gotten from a steal. He gave me an assured win on that
How
one.
many are left in sound off? Any?
Sound off has 3 more actually.
Let's keep
Holy
going.
snaps, yeah.
Wow,
Knock
you
'em out.
guys like 'em. All right.
That is... Okay, hold on. I don't want to get this wrong. I'm
I know
like
this
an
one too.
asshole.
Tim, I'm so sorry.
That's a 1-up in Mario, right?
That is correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but which
Thank God.
Mario?
I didn't want to get
Amazing.
that wrong.
Which Mario? All right, Tim, do you want to just keep going?
Let's
now?
keep going. Yeah,
All
let's
right,
knock this
all right.
category out. It's frustrating me too much. That's getting caught in Metal Gear Solid.
There you go.
Amazing.
You've never even played that. Kudos to you.
The same sound effect happens in MGS5.
Oh, yeah, 5, you're right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And final one for
Sure,
Kenny?
let's do it.
All right.
Boy.
I know that.
That's taking a shit in my bathroom.
I know what that is. I know what that is.
Oh, what is... One more time. What the I don't know.
I love that Tim
I don't
always.
fucking know my sound effects, man. I don't know why, but those are the portals in Portal.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I would give you a sound effect, but that didn't count for a point.
Oh,
so
boy.
I'll give it to you anyway.
I'm sorry.
Amazing.
I've ruined this game by not allowing it stealable.
No, you probably saved Kenny's ass by not letting him stealable.
All right, but we got plenty of Let's Get Metas and did the credits roll.
Oh, mercy.
That's Tim. Tim, your category.
Oh, is it now? Okay. Let's go with did the credits roll.
Did the credits roll for Resident Evil 2 Remake? Did I see those credits?
No.
I did see those
Oh,
credits.
okay.
It was fun. It's a good game, actually.
That game is
A lot of
incredible. I was thinking about the other day how much better that is than any other Resident Evil. And
In fact, that
It's
got
so
me
good.
back on a Resident Evil kick where I was like, okay, I'm going to play Resident Evil 5. I actually ended up playing Resident Evil 5 with a friend online throughout the entirety
wow.
of it. And then tried Resident Evil 6. Woof. And then I played a little bit of Resident Evil 7, but I'm too scared.
2 Remake is just stellar. It's so good.
So
You should
good.
play that, Tim.
Oh, 2 is fantastic.
Okay.
You should.
All right. So good.
Wait,
So
no,
good.
yeah, Kenny knows I never played a Resident Evil
don't do
game,
it.
so.
But
I think just that one in particular. The other ones are more survival horror, well, the good ones, but that one's just like there's a lot more action. There's still a lot of horror, but it's just really, really well done.
Gotcha.
It feels really good to play.
Yeah, I might give it a shot. There's a list of things I might play.
Let's get meta.
let's get meta. All right. Chris Tales, a game that I had talked about that I previously championed and immediately turned around.
Right?
Or Crash Drive 3. They came out with the third one of the Crash Drive.
Of course, yes,
series.
Crash Drive. Yes, I know of it. I'm lying. I'm gonna say Crash Drive 3.
That is correct.
All right.
Amazing.
Crash Drive 3 had an 81. Chris Tales had a 79.
All right. I'll do that one too then, I guess.
All right.
Let's get meta.
Doki Doki Literature Club Plus with an exclamation point, or Scarlet Nexus.
Doki Doki Literature Club plus.
That is correct.
Y'all
Amazing.
fucking try that game, please. Try it out. I mean, it's an experience that you don't know what you're missing until
Yeah.
you try it.
Yeah.
It's another one we can trade. I'll play that if you play Resident Evil 2 remake.
Fair enough.
Did you guys ever actually end up?
I
doing
played a little bit more Chrono Trigger, but not
Yeah,
much.
you're supposed to be Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Stop doing more. You got to
I'm
do
supposed
one.
to play fucking Metal Gear Solid like Twin Snakes or something like that.
Yeah,
Just
when
have a
Tim
jump
tells
on
me
that.
he started it, then I'll play some more Chrono Trigger.
Yeah,
Someone
there it
do
is.
something.
Let's go. Let's get meta if there's more.
Yeah, there's 4 more. All
right.
Ender Lilies, which is actually a pretty cool Metroidvania game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know. I've seen it in your Steam history.
Oh,
He's looking at my Steam. Or Metro Exodus, the complete edition, which I've never played those games.
I played like
I've heard
20
they're good.
minutes of one because it was on Game Pass. Yeah.
Like, you think
I
that
played
it
20
would be-
minutes of a Metro game, and that's
Yeah,
about
yeah,
all I've
this
ever
is
jumped into.
whatever.
It
That.
seems like a cool concept, and then it's like, it's just
like
a
a-
shooter game.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, judging by our conversation, I'll say Ender Lilies.
That is correct.
All right.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
Ender Lilies with the 89, and Metroid Exodus complete with the 81.
I like you said Metroid Exodus.
Yeah, it was Metroid Exodus.
All right, so I've been doing so well in this category. I need to go ahead and try it again. Did the credits roll?
Did the credits roll for Into the Breach?
No.
That is correct. There's no way I can beat that
Amazing.
game.
Rolling. I never played that game.
Oh, it's so much fun.
I-
If you
everyone
guys
says
like
it's amazing.
chess, you love Into the
People love
Breach.
the shit out of that game. Yeah.
Credits roll. Are there
All
more?
right. Did the oh yeah. Half-Life 2. Did the credits roll?
Oh, I have to imagine yes.
No.
Oh my
they
God in
didn't.
heaven.
The credits didn't even roll for the beginning. I don't think I ever started up a Half-Life 2.
I played
game.
about half of Half-Life 2. I have not finished it.
All right.
Played like
Tim.
a quarter life.
Yeah,
One
quarter life. One quarter of a Half-Life.
I don't have my rim shot anymore.
Oh, Jesus. Could you simplify that for me?
Yes, let me get some. Let me bust out the scientific calculator.
All right, let's
get
do
this.
did the credits roll?
Did the credits roll for Destiny?
Yes.
That is correct.
All right.
It'd be hard to
Amazing.
play a Destiny raid without finishing the main story,
I
right?
talked about Destiny
I didn't even
2.
know
I
there's
never
credits.
talked
Oh.
about Destiny, the first one.
I just assumed you played raids in both of them. Am I not correct?
I did not.
Well, I'm glad I made that educated guess that you actually beat Destiny. Hey, Kenny, we're tied, buddy.
All right, credits roll. Are there more?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Code Vein.
No way.
I did.
Really? Oh my God.
I did. Again, I had help with a friend.
Oh,
it got me
right.
through the game.
I played that solo, and you know what? I made it so far and never beat it. And I was just thinking about reinstalling it this weekend when I was sitting here looking through Game Pass games.
It is actually a lot of fun.
I really enjoyed it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Something came out and I was playing it, but I made it to like the snow level, which is really late in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And I unlocked one of those because the classes in that game are like, what do they call them? But you can equip them anytime.
I
don't remember.
I honestly
You're not
can't
gonna
remember.
remember.
It's been so long.
But the
since
one I
played
had
it.
just unlocked was so OP. It felt like I had like
Yeah.
all the magic and I was kicking ass. And God,
It's,
that game's
it's a
fun.
It's a fun game. Plus the customization
Yeah, the character
options and
creator
that is ridiculous.
It's insane. It's
Yeah.
like the most elaborate anime character creator you've
really?
ever seen. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Tim.
Did the credits roll?
Did the credits roll for Child of Light?
Yes.
Hell yeah, it did.
Amazing.
That was one of my favorite games that
Y'all
year.
need to spend more time hanging out on each other's Steam libraries. You know those answers a lot better.
You know what? I may have given him an unfair advantage.
Hey, this is making up for the sound offs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny.
Is that one out now, or is that the last?
No, there's one left.
Oh, let's do it. Let's finish it. Credits.
All right, closing out. Credits. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. A game that I think Tim said he cried at.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, like a baby.
Do you have a brother?
I do,
Then I'll say yes.
but I don't.
Wait, but you don't actually have a brother?
No, I don't.
okay.
I don't have a credit roll on that one. No, actually, I don't. I think I played like 10 minutes of it. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
We have 3 left.
Let's get meta.
Let's get meta. All right. Pokemon Unite or the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Hell yeah, it did.
Amazing.
Pokemon Unite 69 with the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles at 88.
Tim's going to
Does
run away
anyone
with this.
play those Ace Attorney games?
Nope,
Has
have
anyone ever played those? Nope. All right.
No, but I've seen a lot of good things. I know there's like
yeah.
memes about them
Yeah.
and shit like that. So
Makes
I
me
figured-
think of Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
I'll take the case.
All right.
That's good too.
I don't know.
Kenny, let's get meta.
All right. Dark Alliance, the latest one that came out.
Yeah.
Or Guilty Gear Strive.
Don't know what that is, but considering how bombed that game Dark Alliance got, I'll say Guilty Gear Strive.
That is correct. Guilty Gear
Amazing.
Strive. Fantastic fighting game.
Oh, okay.
Solid guess.
That's why I don't know what it is.
87. Dark Alliance sitting at a pretty 58.
Oh, you know what I thought of, that I meant to mention on here the last few times when I asked you way back on an earlier podcast if I've played any beat 'em ups, and I was having you name me some.
Yeah, we
there
were
was
talking
one
about
beat 'em
Streets of
up
Rage or
that I
whatever.
played the hell out of when I was younger. Final Fight.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah, that is a good game.
Hagar, he does that spin move. God, it's a great game. And then, there's a part in that game that I always remember that I laugh at because one of the mini games is you beat the shit out of a car, and
They do that in Street Fighter too.
Oh right, well then a guy comes up and he gets on his knees and he goes. The sound effect is, "Oh my god!"
Can you please get that sound?
Yes, I need to.
There's another beat 'em up that I played while I was in Austria in college, and my roommate introduced me to it. Have you heard of the game Sonic Blast Man or Sonic Blast Man 2? They were like very Japanese, like beat 'em up games
Yeah.
kind of thing that ended up getting like just enough English translation in it that like when you use the power move or whatever, you like rage out like Colossus in the old X-Men game, but you specifically say fighting for freedom.
Another thing that cracked me up in Final Fight is that all the enemies you fight have their own names and health bars in the top right.
Oh my god.
He just comes up. He's like, "Oh my god."
And all the enemies have names in the top right, like Hollywood. I remember one was G Orbier was one of them, and one we always used to laugh at is one of the guys' names is Bread. That's something I always used to crack up at. Bread.
Oh, mercy.
Oh, that's so funny.
It'd be funny to just look at the list of those names.
Sad.
Yeah.
They're
so
all
sad
hilarious.
that his car was
Oh,
destroyed.
my God.
They were doing it for the points.
I like it.
This
one
game is
last,
still going,
and let's get meta.
That's for
Final
me.
question.
All
What's
right.
the score right now?
Speaking of doing it for the
Tim,
points, I don't need to do this one for the points.
Okay, you already won.
Yeah. I'll just float onto this question.
All right, Kenny, this is for you then.
Okay, sure.
And would he tie if he gets it?
Yeah.
No. All right, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade or Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, that's a good question. I don't know, probably the remakes.
I would say Rift Apart.
Remake, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
I mean, they just took
Amazing.
old games.
By
that,
1 point though, so Remake Intergrade got an 89, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart got an 88.
Wow.
There you go.
Wowie wow wow. And
So I
that
won.
is Tim being smarter than a Leet Gamer.
Nice. Nicely done. That was a good one.
I feel like I needed that back after I got beat up during that last game we played last episode. And you,
Oh my god.
That's actually a little different than it sounded in my memory. I thought it was more like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right, that was Are You Smarter Than a Leet Gamer? And we've answered that Tim is, apparently.
this
You
week I
did
am.
it.
Yeah. And I think it's time to move on to the next segment, in which we call Slap It a Bit. And we're going to try something new this week.
What are we going to do?
Slap a debate.
In the vein of movie fights, which I'll give a shout out to because obviously there's
movie fights.
There's some games we do here which echo other games and other podcasts, other shows. We kind of do half and half. We put our own spin on things and come up with our own things here. Slap a debate is kind of a movie fight thing with video games. But another thing they do in movie fights is they throw each other kind of lightning round category or debate topics. And someone has to shout out which side they want to take. Okay. And then we're going to do like a really short back and forth where two of us are going to debate that topic. Sometimes we're going to get stuck with a position that we don't even necessarily believe. Or maybe even have to argue about a game that we've not necessarily played and have to just make up shit. So I think you guys have each come up with a debate topic each.
I have.
I've come up with a couple. So who wants to do?
I'll start
first?
it. I'll be judge first.
You'll be the judge
first. Okay.
Let me throw this out.
So we do not want to have the timer sound here.
we are.
That's right. No
nervous.
timer sound. No timer sound.
We are basically gonna go off the cuff here.
So we're gonna do the first one to shout out which side they want gets it. Is that how we're gonna do it?
You're gonna shout out the so first person to say one of the one of the two options.
Answers.
They get that option. The other person has to take the other option. Or they may shout out and they didn't want that option. Doesn't matter. They have to take it.
Right. Okay, let's try it.
The person who shouts out first will start the round as well.
Got it.
All right. Which person or company does the best reviews? IGN or Donkey?
Donkey.
Oh, son of a bitch.
All right, Tim
goes first,
Donkey,
then.
go ahead. Defend yourself. Why does Donkey do the best reviews?
Well, I mean, specifically does the best reviews because those are the only reviews I watch. No, IGN, Donkey himself has lambasted IGN for like the type of aggregate reviews they do. The fact that they have 30 reviewers reviewing on their company payroll kind of thing. So you never know who is judging what. And yes, I'm going to steal Donkey's argument directly about this. If you don't know who's reviewing what or what their opinions are ever in the first place, then how the hell can you have any type of basis for what their opinion is on a game besides them just having some subjective, idea that you have no idea otherwise how they'd feel about it? That's exactly what Donkey says about IGN reviewers.
Okay, well, I would have to disagree with you because if you're tapped into IGN and their podcasts and stuff, you do know who are reviewing these things. I even know a couple names. Damon Hatfield review stuff, Sam Claiborne review stuff, Justin Harris reviews. Is that his last name? Sure. Justin Harris review stuff. So these are people that I hear talk on podcasts.
Cool, you got 4 out of 30. Keep going.
Get to know their tastes, and they put out good reviews. They've been like one of the longest gaming websites and reviewing stuff a long time. And they have great personalities there and different ones and not just one, like Donkey is just one guy. Sure, you might agree with him on a lot of stuff, but getting a lot of different voices in a place like IGN...
it's not about agreeing, man. It's about getting in a relationship with the person that you like listening to.
I agree, and you have more options at IGN for people to get in a relationship with. If you don't like this guy, you get this guy.
Well, excuse me, I am in a monogamous relationship with my reviewer. I think, I mean, my biggest problem actually before even Donkey's words about this coming out of my mouth was that I have a problem with big companies, especially game reviewing companies and stuff like that, that I think, and maybe this is me just being paranoid, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, that they get paid. They get paid to review games in certain ways, okay?
I don't necessarily believe that. I don't know.
It's just something I believe. And I can't help that feeling, especially considering there's a story of the one IGN reviewer, this woman who lambasted Dying Light and said that it was a shit game and gave it like a shit score. And people went fucking crazy.
Sure.
And like almost like doxed this woman for... practically doxed this woman. I think I can't remember the exact report on it, but just for giving it a bad review. So it's like everybody's got to have like these influenced opinions by who they're being who's doing the reviewing kind of thing. And since IGN is always overhead, there's always somebody telling these people what their job is to do, whether they're directly saying it or not. I think there's a little bit of influence.
Well, I think that happens all the time on a smaller scale. Maybe they don't get doxed in that like that one scenario, but people give bad reviews at IGN pretty often and get hammered by people online about it, like which tells you that they might not be getting paid for reviews. It seems like, the people that I kind of trust there that I've heard on podcasts, it seems like they're giving an honest opinion. They're not afraid to give something a bad review, and there's a bigger crowd of people to find the person you connect with instead of just Donkey, who's hilarious. But when you want to know if I should spend my $60, $70, comedy is one thing, but reviews are another, and they're trusted and been around a long time.
Comedy's one thing. Hold on. No, we are not stopping us on that one. I'm sorry, sir. yes, he does comedy reviews of things, but he also does very serious, very real reviews of games. And he only granted, he only reviews the ones that he feels are worth it, and I totally get that. And generally, if he's covering a game, it's probably a AAA title. He doesn't do a lot of the those except for year in review. But his year in review, I end up going back, and since I'm a patient gamer, that's perfect for me because I'll look at his year in review and say, oh, that's cool. Okay, I'll try out this game that came out in March, and I'll give it a shot because I wouldn't have bought it at opening anyway.
Well, if you're only listening to Donkey, you know what's game of the year every year? Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brother 2, baby.
All right.
Every year.
All right, guys. I think both have really strong, compelling arguments there. I think it definitely seemed like it was going to be an uphill battle with IGN, obviously, because Donkey's a lot more personable and understood.
Yeah, I agree.
Through
I
that.
like Donkey better, honestly. Whatever.
Good defending.
Yeah, I think that there is that kind of element. I think Kenny did fight back quite a bit, though, on the defense of there are people that are podcasting on IGN that know their shit and have been actually doing good on their reviews. And I think he also hit you good with Donkey doesn't really review that much. He does only ones that he really, enjoys, the AAA titles, whereas IGN is more eclectic and does a lot more. I got to give it to IGN.
Sure. No, I get it. It's the same thing. I think the reason I like Donkey as much as I do is because he reviews about as many games as I play during his year.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think obviously I'd rather be entertained while I'm getting a review with Donkey as well. But I won with something I don't necessarily believe, and that's what happens here.
debate's
That's
all
what
about.
debating is all about, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, yo, Tim, do you want to present me and Ryan with
Tim as the victor, or no, as the loser.
As the
You get to
victor.
choose.
No, I'm the victor. So
You won a game.
let's go with a simple one that just kind of popped in my head. Ken or Ryu?
Ryu?
Go ahead, defend Ryu.
I had to think about that, but go ahead.
Okay, well, Ryu is basically the original concept, and Ken is just a character palette swap of Ryu. Basically, Ryu is your original. You got your Hadouken. You got your uppercut move that has a name, and you got your twirly kick move that also has a name. Really cool names, by the way. Ryu was basically, he encompasses kind of the face of Street Fighter. He is really the kind of premise of like the whole kind of scope of things until, like Ken is his brother, and I know that there's that kind of kinship, but like Ryu is just, he has the original, and you can fact check me on that. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Someone say kinship.
Kenship. Oh, you know what? Give it to Ken.
All right, Kenny wins this debate. Now defend Ken for me,
Oh
Ken.
yeah, Ken has my name.
That is
I
true.
mean, he doesn't
legit.
have a boring white. Well, I mean, who wants white when you have a flashy, nice-looking red suit? Like you said, they're about clones of each other, so you don't want to look at plain old white on your screen. You got a flashy, nice red in your face.
I believe Ryu goes blue when
And
he's
flowing blonde,
character swapped.
flowing blonde locks. And that's about all I know about Ken, or my memory of Ken.
Yeah, well, Ken can suck it because Ryu actually,
What can you say about Ryu that Ken can't do?
His Hadouken's more powerful. It goes faster. It is.
Have you crunched the numbers on that Hadouken?
Yes, it was 5.73 repeating, of course.
I'm gonna need you to beat up Ryu instead of just talking about how Ken is good because I need to hear your arguments against Ryu if you want to get anywhere in this debate.
Sure. Ryu, like, I can beat up on Ryu compared to other characters. I don't know about compared to Ken. Let's think here. Yeah, like you said, they're just a carbon copy of each other, and I think
Ken is a carbon copy of Ryu.
yeah, and they're not like he's not more powerful in any way. I think they're the exact same. If you crunch those numbers, I bet you would get the same thing. So you're really going down to a cosmetic thing. And Ryu's he's the face of Street Fighter, sure. And who wants to play the face of the game? You want to have a unique character that's personal to you, and not the one that everyone's playing. Like fucking Ryu's the one. He's the generic asshole who's got the white suit and the karate.
Sorry, I don't want a character swap of a character that they had developed first, and then they're like, all right, it's the same character. It's just let's give him blonde hair and a red freaking jumpsuit.
Well, you don't know about Ken's deep background.
Oh, go ahead.
Please go on.
Enlighten us.
I don't know Ken's deep background. I could make it up. I don't know if that's what we're doing here.
I think he grew up on a boat outside of New York City.
I think he's from the USA.
Is that where that stage comes into play with
Where is Ryu from? when they come on the screen.
Ryu's from Japan.
Oh, well, Ken's from the USA, isn't he?
Yeah.
Go to USA. There you go. Debate over.
Guile's from USA as well.
If you don't like it, you can get out.
Wow, he went America
All right,
all
good
over.
job. Good job. All right. Oh, okay. So I think Ryan made some really good points with this debate, and I think the interesting thing is that how they said character swap was important. Can I see that coin real quick? Congratulations, Ryan! You won this debate.
I don't know shit about Street Fighter. Like my memory, I had fun playing that game a lot. Obviously, I think everyone played Street Fighter 2 back in the day. But as far as my memory of their move sets or their backstories,
What it's
I have
worth,
nothing.
the only one I played, well, I played Street Fighter 5 for a while, but the one I played the most was Street Fighter 2 when I was a kid. And apparently there is a difference. Okay, so Ryu can shoot fireballs faster or something like that.
Yeah.
But when Ken does his dragon punch, he moves forward and up.
Yeah, yep.
Where Ryu only goes up.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So, I mean, it made a little difference. And then I think Ryu was a little bit faster, and then Ken did a little bit more damage. And that was like the difference between
There
the two
you go.
of them. So,
There you go.
All right,
we're going
guys.
to need fact checkers on that one.
Are you guys ready for your square off?
Oh, Jeeba Weeba. Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's see. Do you guys? We can do both of them. I guess this is going pretty quick. But which one do you want first? The one that you both know something about, or the one that you're gonna have to pull from your asses a little bit?
Both know about.
Both know about.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Here we go. Get ready to shout out the answer. The better Mario game, 3 or World?
World.
All right, Ryan.
All right.
Pitch Super Mario World versus 3.
Super Mario World, where to begin? This game has really advanced the Mario universe as we know it right now. It has introduced not only the idea of having Yoshi as a pet to be able to use Yoshi in combat and what you have to do, those power-ups, the cape. Are you kidding? I hit the mic. This is how passionate I am about this. The cape. I mean, the fact that you can fly, you can float, and it took skill to be able to do that because you had to push back on the controller just at the right point to get the floating kind of thing. You had all these elements of each stage being so unique and different, and being able to find all these secrets. I mean, the Star World that you can find. After you beat the game, you'd be like, oh my God, there's this thing. And it takes you to an all-star world, and it's amazing. And this game just keeps piling on of how well the platforming that Mario can do with what it is presented, especially its first foray into the 16-bit universe. It's his first foray, and it came out swinging.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, that's the console generation after, as Mario's definitely got has a way that Nintendo's got a way of doing vast different improvements to the games with each generation that comes up. You know what I mean? But Mario 3 was the culmination of a lot of like skilled development that came from the evolution of actual Mario in Nintendo. Okay, so for what it's worth, I got to compare it on those grounds alone. I can't say that it was a better technical game because it wasn't a better technical game than Super Mario World. But it did have a lot going for it. And if you talk about the jump from Super Mario 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, you've got a hugely different game. And what it introduced to the franchise was a lot of wonderful things. The Tanuki suit, for example, you wouldn't have the cape without the Tanuki suit in Super Mario World. That came out in Mario 3. You got the little secrets that you could, hide behind the walls and pick up whistles and stuff like that and float all over the place. You can get to the last stage of the game, but we're not even going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the stages that are included in this game. Talk about diversification, and we're talking on Nintendo's console, the kind of different stages that you could experience. That each level they tried to add something new and different, just like they did recently with that Switch game that came out. Not the Bowser's Fury /1.
Yeah, 3D World.
Yeah,
It's got that same exact feel to it, that they go into this new environment, and then with each level they try to give you something new to play with, something exciting to try out, and then they culminate it with the amazing like floating boat battles that you had, the side scrollers that you have to go through. So I think it was wonderful. I can remember as a child like playing the giant monsters level kind of thing, and like getting so excited to get to that one because it was just so neat and so exciting as a kid. And then just to tack on one more thing, for watching speed running and stuff like that is just really fun to see people like get all through this game and beat it in 11 minutes. It's just really fascinating. I actually remember the first TazBot that I ever watched was for a Mario Brothers 3 game. And to just see them go through the side strollers with all the tanks in like the last level in level 8 and never hit the ground because they just keep on jumping and bouncing off of cannonballs. You could get lost in that.
Oh yeah, I will not deny that Mario 3 was an incredible like leap forward for the Mario universe. The reason why you get so much of what they can pack into a Nintendo cartridge for that though is Mario 3 came out at the cusp of the end of the NES at the beginning of the SNES. So they were just, it's like when the PS4 was getting near the end and they were like, oh, we can actually get these really amazing kind of components out of a game because they've finally figured out how to utilize the hardware properly. Same thing with Mario 3. Mario World at the beginning of a console generation, at the beginning of a console universe, still to this day has some of the most precise and beautiful platforming, stage design from, going from the piranha plants to going to the ice to going to, it just engrosses you into this kind of universe that each stage just feels exciting. Each stage feels new. The music just flows through you while you're playing the game. It is just so hypnotic to get through, to find the switches that you have to get to be able to, get new platforms to come out, or to find out that there's not just a green Yoshi, there's a red Yoshi, there's a blue Yoshi, there's a yellow Yoshi, each one with a unique ability that they can actually use. I mean, this thing had so much packed into it. It was just more than just like, oh, I'm going to complete this game. There was so much more to do in this game that I really enjoyed.
All right, Tim, brief retort, if you please, and then we'll finish.
I think for me, it's just I'm mostly blown away by the technology that's available. If you look at the first Nintendo Mario game and then the third Nintendo Mario game kind of thing, and see the difference between those two games, and still be on that same console, to be in that same generation, it can't do all the things that it did in Super Nintendo, but for what it did for Nintendo was a massive undertaking. It was a beautiful game. And talk about music. Talk about the memorability of that game. That the first time you pick up a wand and you're just falling through the sky and land back in the castles at the end of each stage, or not stage level, whichever the last thing was. You can still hear that dee 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 that music in your head kind of thing. That's. I think for me, Mario 3 was a totally memorable experience. I think, and to me, it sticks out more in my childhood than Super Mario did.
Oh yeah!
All
right. Wow, this is a tough one, and this is a pretty hotly contested, I think, debate between lots of gamers. A lot of people say 3, a lot of people say World. That's why I picked this one, because I think it's interesting. I usually lean towards World myself, I think, but then what I never really put into words or thought about was Tim coming up with the fact that the levels are way more memorable in 3, and the separate ones and the giant one. You know what I mean?
I brought up a bunch on the levels.
Yeah.
The world.
Well, I'm just saying, for my personal taste, the levels are better.
Kenny, I think you made a great point with saying that.
You got to take your personal taste out. This is a debate.
I'm not done yet.
Come on, Judge, be blind.
I was just saying that those were good points. That the different levels, the giant world, they're kind of memory. You got the sky world and all that stuff. But yeah, I think for how close these games are together, I'm going to have to bring it down to, like, you guys talked about legacy in both, and the systems and the technical stuff. The quantity of good mechanics and memorable stuff that Ryan brought up in World, I think, wins it for him, because there's just many things in there.
I can't compete with that.
I think the level, that's why I brought up the levels, because I think that is the one big selling point for that game. Is the fact that I think the levels are more memorable, but there's so many things in that he brought up: Yoshi, the blocks, the secrets, all that stuff, and I had to kind of go. I
also didn't get a chance to get, because I wanted to do a retort to the dropping with the wand thing. It's like, that is fantastic and it is memorable, but I feel like the blowing up the castle at the end of every stage in Mario World was so much better. Like,
another thing you didn't bring up, I think,
fun.
is all the bosses in World are more memorable than 3 as well.
All right. Best fighting game: Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Mortal Kombat.
Go nuts.
All right. I know more about Mortal Kombat, so I picked it. Mortal Kombat was a game changing back in the day. Sure, Street Fighter came out and was a very popular SNES game. It was a huge thing. Mortal Kombat came along and brought the brutality to the fighting series itself. I mean, you can't compete with the fatalities in that game. That brought fighting games to another level. That you get that reward at the end when you finally best somebody. That you get to see these awesome animations and these cool things you've never seen in games before. You got to figure out the codes, which are cool secrets to figure out yourself how to do the fatalities. You find them in a magazine somewhere. Your friend tells you how to do them. I think that sense of community that Mortal Kombat brought people together to share things like that, fatalities and secrets and the hidden things. A noob sabat,
Bring it back.
And also the characters. I mean, we just talked about how bland Ken is and how Ryu is just a guy who got carbon copied and he's a dude. And I think we've gone over Cyrax and noob sabat, and you got your Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. We talked about how awesome the different colored ninjas are, and how such a simple thing like that implemented the game made you excited to find out there was a new one. And I could say a bunch more, but I'll give it to Tim to retort now. That's
rock and roll. Well, okay, I guess so. My first experience with Super Nintendo with Street Fighter was in Super Nintendo. Street Fighter 2 Turbo actually had. I remember putting in the code when Capcom was flashing on the screen. You can go, the default maximum was 4 stars. That was the speed of the game that you could change up to 10 stars or something like that. Sure. And you just have this massive, I remember playing as Vega. You were just bouncing up on the screen like a madman. This is just my nostalgia creeps kicking in. So anyways, what I liked about Street Fighter growing up, especially, was that it wasn't as brutal. Like, it was something that you could just kind of relax and enjoy and didn't have to worry about your mom busting in or something like that. You know what I mean? You could wear the t-shirts and not get in trouble at school. You know what I mean? It had its own charm to it. And I talk about fatalities. Yes, I mean, Mortal Kombat did do really cool fatalities, but it's not like Street Fighter never evolved. As the game new releases came out and stuff like that, they introduced ultimates and things like that, which were basically fatalities that happened in the middle of fights, and like these super abilities that would have these like awesome visual effects that you could see all over the place. They just didn't take the same path. They didn't rip people's necks out of their skulls in order to do that. No, they did really cool, flashy, like anime style type things. And then also the cool little mini games that they would do in between them. I mean, who can forget beating up the car or smashing the barrels when they come out of the sky, or the brick wall? And also something to be said about the staying power of the style of Street Fighter. The game hasn't changed all that much. Even in the latest generations of that game, it's still the same game that we know and love. They added a couple new things to it, but in the end, it looks almost like a clone of Street Fighter 2, because they did such a good job making a fun game that is reasonably balanced, with a bunch of different diverse characters, just like Mortal Kombat has diverse characters. Street Fighter's got plenty of diverse characters too. I think it's completely defendable.
I think Mortal Kombat has evolved more, and I think that's a good thing. If you want the style from back then, you can go play those games still, and they're great. And I think even especially the characters in Mortal Kombat and their stories were more interesting and memorable. I think the visual design of them were more memorable. I think everything surrounding the characters for me was more interesting and memorable than Street Fighter. I think they had weird, interesting stories. What's the word I'm looking for? Matchups between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, the story between them, the story between the story of Jax and Sonya. There's stuff that you actually kind of wanted to learn about, where in Street Fighter you take the story of Street Fighter and put it in a movie, and you get this crazy Raul Julia and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Fuck yeah! Thanks for bringing that up for me. I got Raul Julia. What'd you get?
Well, you got the Mortal Kombat movie, which was way better than the Street Fighter movie.
You got his last performance.
That's right. Yeah.
And you got the Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s that was
such a good fucking
way
line.
better. I think the Street Fighter movie was pretty cheesy. And I think the reason that is the case and that Mortal Kombat was cooler is because the characters are cooler in Mortal Kombat.
It was definitely adultier, you know what I mean? Like, it was definitely a way to make everything seem more realistic, you know what I mean? And I guess that's all up to taste. There's people that don't want that. They want to have the animated experience. And I can say that there's I can't really speak to the latest Mortal Kombat generations kind of thing. I didn't do a lot of them. I didn't play. I can't remember the last one that I actually played, but I do remember playing Street Fighter V and getting absolutely sucked into Street Fighter V. I love the knockout ability that they added into the game. I don't know if you actually played this, but if you held 2 buttons at the same time, you would kind of like power up a move, and if it connected, it would just stun and knock out the other guy completely. It was kind of like neat little things they just added in there to kind of keep up changing the franchise franchise and stuff. And I mean, really, what are you going to argue? You're going to argue that what do you like? Do you like realistic, deaths and destruction followed by, completely unrealistic and gory kind of like fatality kind of stuff? Or do you like to see consistency and cool animation and characters that you know and love coming back and playing them again kind of thing that you don't get tired of because that was so diverse and they did so much with less, frankly.
You want to see you rip someone's heart out when you win because that's your reward. And I'll say one last thing. Does Street Fighter have Toasty? No, it doesn't. Thank you. I'm done.
All right. That was both very passionate fights within a fight game. So your rebuttal to the minigame aspect for Tim in terms of breaking the car, you could have said they have test your might.
I did think about that, but I just skipped by it because we got to something else.
There is minigames
But because you forgot that, Tim wins the debate.
And your argument for at the beginning with just talking about the palette swaps, Jesus Christ, Mortal Kombat is the epitome of palette swapping every single character.
I think they did way better than Ken and Ryu's abilities, though.
Reptile,
each of them.
Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Rain,
Ermac,
Noob
Saibot,
Smoke. They are all the same. They just change a few of the moves.
A few? I think they have completely separate movesets.
We're arguing 2 against 1. Tag team.
No, he's fucking right. They do have different movesets.
Yeah, that's true.
But as far as
all that. In terms of what we're kind of really going for a really good game, for fighting game, fatalities are great and they're fun. In terms of what makes it better fighter for that, I don't see how a fatality really applies to making it a good fighter. I think it makes it a fun experience to see that, but the actual fighting mechanics is really what makes a fun fighter game, in my opinion.
Sure.
Tim, you kind of came up with a lot of like information about the skills and the fighting. Basically went into like the idea that it has stayed with the same formula, stuck with what they knew, didn't fix what was not broken. And I think that you came up with a good argument for why this series is as timeless as it is. Although I do see the merits of Mortal Kombat, I just didn't get the combat element of it from
That's understandable.
from your argument.
I actually wonder if like the fighting community, which one they regard higher, because I don't know. Because I know that
I have no clue.
Gaming.
If only GTA 5 is still like really popular.
GTA 5?
Or not GTA 5, Street Fighter 5.
Oh, okay.
Street Fighter 5 is still really popular and played online. Yeah.
If only we had a Twitter or something, people can maybe write to and find out which one is better.
Poll.
Or we could put that as a Family Feud question. Anyways, for that I do have to give it to Tim, just because I think he did raise a lot of good merits with the fighting aspect of it. Because I was saying better fighting game.
That's fair.
Cool.
Kudos to
I
Tim.
won one.
Amazing.
All right. Well, congratulations, Tim.
Hey, I got one.
And that was
You did it.
That was our new Dainty. Well, I like to call
Dainty-Debates.
this called
We
Dainty
went for
Debate. Yeah.
Dainty-Debates. I like that. You should do that, but like with like the noise that what do those mobiles make when a baby over a baby crib? Ding, 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 ding,
No, that is fun. I like
ding,
having to
ding,
argue
ding.
with things you don't really believe.
Like
pretty fun.
Babality from Mortal Kombat. They do
Oh,
a
yeah.
little.
And honestly, that did come from the Street Fighter argument. Did come from the heart because that's what I grew up on. I grew up on.
Sure, yeah.
I grew up with Street Fighter because I was a Nintendo kid.
I kinda grew up with both.
Well, when you were describing it too, it did transport me back because that was I was the same way. I didn't touch Mortal Kombat at first. I did Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
It wasn't until PlayStation or whatever when I
Yeah.
started playing Ultimate 3
I used
or
to
whatever.
think Blanca was just the cheapest character. I was like, oh, it just is an electric thing and you can't do anything
The
about
first
it.
time I beat the game on 8 stars was with the E Honda of all people.
Oh, wow.
Honda.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Chun-Li for me.
Yeah?
But Dhalsim was pretty
Why
cheap
did
too.
I think that
Stretched
E
across the screen.
Honda's like really fast
Oh, yeah.
fist shot was better than the Chung-Li kick? The kick went further.
Oh, yeah,
For some
that's
reason,
true.
I always thought E Honda's was better, but it's literally like the same.
I always thought Vega was the coolest when I was a kid.
Vega's cool, but I didn't know how to play him.
Yeah, I might have
You
not
had
either.
to
I just
know
liked
how
fighting
to-
him. He just looked cool to me.
He was he looked awesome.
In Street Fighter V, I completely fell in love with was Balrog.
Oh, yeah.
Playing as Balrog in that one. He was so fast and so brutal. He's a boxer.
Yeah,
All of his abilities are punches. He doesn't have any kicks.
No, I'm thinking of the guy in the purple suit that was like Jerry or whatever they called him. Like it was like Dave. It's like Ryu, Ken,
Akuma, T-Hawk, Cammy, Dave.
I remember he was like a really crappy version of Ryu and Ken.
Akuma?
No.
Akuma
He
wore
was-
purple, like the purple.
No, he was
key or
was
whatever.
like a very like underpowered character, specifically underpowered.
Gotcha.
Just as a troll character, if you can beat people with him, like you were good. But then they started doing more with him, and then he just became a good charter.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, Akuma Matata. I think Tim has a new game.
I really
Not a
wanna
new
find
game.
out what
It's a
this
game we've done
character's-
before.
What a wonderful game.
I don't have a song for this yet, but maybe I'll put it. Well, maybe I'll make one and put an editing this time. For
This
Steam
isn't a new
Tag
game.
Grid.
We actually played this game a while ago when
Yeah, that's what I
Isaac
was
was on. And I'm sorry. I was just adding on to that. This is not a new game. This is we've done 9-10 episodes now, and at this point we kind of figured out some things that worked and some things that haven't worked. And
Dan.
we're
His
looking
name
at
was Dan.
Looking at a picture
man.
of Dan.
His name was Dan. His name was Dan.
So we got we've got some experience now under our belts of some games that we've tried that worked and some that didn't work as well, and I think this one worked really well. I'd like to harken back to it and see if you guys want to play this game with me again. If you remember, Grab Bag Tag Blab.
Grab bag tag blab 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 blab.
Blab the tag. Blab.
So in this game, in case anybody can't remember, and I'll go ahead and go over the rules again. I've got a list of games here that I just have there. I have the most popular tags used for that game on Steam. And I'm going to read off those tags, and whoever can think of what game I'm reading the tags off of first just yells it out. You get unlimited guesses in this game. You can just kind of keep on yelling them out until you figure out which game it is. And if you can't figure it out, we get through all the tags, then we'll find some like tiebreaker aspect of it that we can get into. So does everybody remember and everybody feel comfortable
let's
doing this
do it.
game?
I recall. Yes.
All right.
Fight. First one.
All right.
PvP, free to play, open world, PvE, looter
Guild Wars.
shooter, FPS,
Enter the Gungeon.
MMORPG,
Back for Blood?
Back
sci-fi, lore rich, space,
Ascend. The
cinematic,
Ascend.
looter shooter, FPS, PvP and PvE.
Free to play.
What is the game I'm thinking of?
Free to play open world
Thinking of a
PvP
battle royale.
and PvE. It's probably a battle royale. Are we
Ryan beat it.
Ryan beat it.
I did.
Yeah, we just learned today.
Is it Pokemon Unite?
No,
I know I didn't. Oh,
but it's a looter shooter that Ryan beat.
Oh,
looter.
Destiny.
That's right.
Oh,
There we go.
Amazing.
All right.
should have got that.
Oh, that's yeah.
I was thinking PvP first, and I always think PvP as a
Sorry,
secondary
I keep
thing. in
thinking
Destiny.
that
That's
it was
okay.
from my Steam library, but it I didn't have that on Steam.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, these are not all from your Steam libraries this
he's
time around.
gone
So
to
things
our
have,
other
there's
libraries.
some popular games in here, and then there's stuff from my library
gotcha.
that you're just gonna have to deal with. So you don't just get them all handed to you.
I'm
this
up for the
time.
challenge.
All right. Next round. Souls-like, action, RPG, difficult, hack and slash,
Dark Souls,
dark
Dark Souls
fantasy,
2, Dark Souls 3,
ninja,
and,
JRPG.
Neo,
Neo's correct. Kenny with another
Amazing.
point.
God dang it!
That was a little callback to last week when Sekiro, Brother Warthouse, Shadows died
That was
twice.
a couple weeks ago.
That was
wasn't
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Maybe even more than 2. Time is flying.
Yeah. But it's been fun. It's been fun, boys. Next up, RPG, story rich, choices matter, detective, isometric, atmospheric, CRPG,
what's it called? That
single
stupid
player,
game.
great soundtrack, open world,
You know it,
noir
Kenny.
surreal,
L.A. Noir.
No,
CRPG.
no,
Indie,
it's
funny.
It's that game that you told Tim to play and he didn't really care for.
detective,
Oh,
isometric.
Disco Elysium.
Disco
Yeah, I
Elysium
couldn't
is
remember the name
correct.
of
Amazing.
it. I gave it to Kenny to remember, but I couldn't remember the name of that freaking game.
I need to beat that game. I like it too much to not have beaten it.
Next. VR, FPS, story rich, shooter, horror, female protagonist,
Echo VR,
First person.
horror protagonist, Resident
Action.
Evil 7, Resident Evil 8,
Zombies.
zombies,
Single player,
Sci-fi.
futuristic.
What? Half-Life Alex.
That's right. Ryan got
Half-Life
one.
Amazing.
2 Electric Boogaloo.
You got it, buddy.
Half-Life
You can stop.
3.
You can stop. You can stop. It's okay. Calm down. Calm down.
Jeez.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Zombies?
Zombies.
I guess. Yeah.
All right, next one. Metroidvania, Souls-like, platformer,
Hollow Knight.
dark fantasy, difficult. Crime is correct.
I'm going to stop hitting the button, by the way.
Okay,
Because we've
that's
used
fine.
it a bunch this episode. It doesn't really need to.
Then
We
I'll
keep
say,
going.
oh, yeah, good job. Every time you get one.
You did it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good job.
My
All right.
car.
I'll keep on because I was on my list. The name of the game is at the top, so I almost say the game every time I start through the list, and that's not how that should do that. Okay, survival, war, atmospheric, single player, strategy.
This War of Mine.
That's correct, man. Kenny's taking this one home. Ryan, you got to catch up, buddy.
I can't think.
Oh my God, you got it.
Chaos.
I won 2 debates. I'll take that as a
That's true.
victory
That's fair.
for this round.
Comedy, narration, indie, walking simulator, first person, funny, psychological, satire, dynamic narration, multiple endings, story rich,
Monkey Island. Monkey
short,
Island 2.
puzzle, casual, first person.
What was that other game that he liked that he cried at?
Comedy.
It's like,
Definitely comedy. Comedy was the first tag for a reason.
Comedy, multiple endings, first person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's What's Eating Edith Finch or something.
That's not a comedy.
No.
I don't know.
What's eating?
I don't
Edith
know.
Finch?
What's eating?
What's with Gilbert Grape?
What's eating Edith Finch?
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
That sounds like a smash up.
It does sound like a smash up. Yeah, that one was, I don't know. Should I give you more hints? I'll give you more
How
hints.
about a release year or something like that?
Release year was 2011.
No way.
Comedy first person game from 2011.
It's a first-person game.
There's one of the funny aspects of the game is if you don't play it for 5 years, you get an achievement for having not played it for 5 years.
Wait, the Stanley Parable?
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. Good job, Ryan.
I played the
Back
hell
on the
out of
board.
that. I got
Guess
a lot
that
of
was
those
funny.
endings.
All
I
right,
don't know.
boyas. Next, number 8. Trivia, local multiplayer, casual,
You
funny.
don't know Jack.
That's
you
right.
don't know Jack 2. You
Yeah.
don't know Jack 3.
Jack Black's Party Packs,
Jack
but you were on the right
Black's
path there. Yeah, I'll take. Yeah, so catching up. All right, guys, here's a tough one. Space, grand strategy, sci-fi.
Stellaris.
That's correct.
What the fuck is that?
Game you need to try because it's really good.
It is really good.
All right, Ryan or Kenny or both of you.
Wait, is it for me?
This one's for everybody. Amazing. Multiplayer, funny, platformer, precision platformer, level editor. Local multiplayer.
Mario Maker.
Co-op.
Ultimate
competitive.
Chicken Horse.
That's right. Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Don't know that game either.
That one is so much fun, Kenny.
I've
We
heard the
really
name.
should
It's
play
pretty
this
fun,
together,
yeah.
actually.
I've heard the name.
Turn-based strategy, indie, pixel graphics, mechs, turn-based tactics.
Into the Breach.
That's right.
Damn it.
He's going through my library. He's in my library, guys. I know what
You
he's
had
doing.
yours. You had yours. Now it's on to mine.
Okay.
My list of crap. Zombies, survival horror, remake.
Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 2.
Single player,
Resident
third
Evil
person.
2.
Resident Evil 2 is
1,
correct.
Resident Evil 3.
You have that? Resident Evil 2 remake?
Oh, probably.
Oh, I thought you said you were in your library.
Nah, this stuff, I just random ones I picked up. All right. Detective, crime, open world.
LA Noire.
That's right.
That's the other
Well, that
detective
one was
one
detective.
besides Disco Elysium.
Story rich, adventure, medieval, female protagonist, stealth, atmospheric.
Plague Tale.
Hellblade?
Plague Tale.
Plague Tale Innocence.
Like Tale Innocence.
Oh, come on.
There's 2 games now. One of they both been named, so that's important.
That's... All right. I'm not going to argue with the judge.
Indie, political, simulation, point and click, dystopian, pixel graphics, puzzle, multiple endings, retro, story rich, 2D, addictive, replay value, difficult.
Political?
Indie political.
Indie, political, point and click, dystopian,
Dystopian political point and
pixel
click.
graphics.
What? Yeah. did this
Pixel
come out?
glassy. Glassy.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. 2013.
I'm not good at thinking of any point and click games.
Mist?
You are, let's see here. How about some hints? You are seated the entire game. Your character is seated the whole game.
Oh, Well, no, that's not it. Then it
Seat
can't
City.
Be, no, it can't be. Trover saves the universe.
The
or
level,
whatever.
the end of level is end of day, and you come back and do the same thing the next day.
You stay seated the entire time.
Civilization.
I tap.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
The game is
think it-
Papers, Please.
Never
Papers,
heard of it.
please.
You never seen Papers, Please?
Nope.
So it's this insane game where, and I definitely recommend this to you guys. It's this insane game where you are literally in a booth on the border between two like Eastern European-esque countries kind of thing that have been previously at war. Now it's times of peace, and you are the passport checker. And the game is literally people coming in, presenting their passport to you and any documents that are necessary in order to get access to the country. And you've got to examine all of their documents and decide whether or not they're allowed in.
What the fuck? Sounds awesome.
It's insane. It's so good, and it's so beloved that there's actually people made a short film about it as well. That was like really well made.
Is it like puzzly? Like you have
Yeah,
to,
it's very puzzling. Yeah,
Like,
it's
but
super
what if you
addictive.
just say yes to everyone?
Probably
So
lose.
here's the thing: the government is like watching your progress, and they'll like withhold food or money from you. And at the end of the day, you have to spend that to feed your family. So the worse you do, the more members of your family die.
Oh, what a miserable sounding
Wow.
game!
It's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
It's such a fun game.
I'll sandwich that in between this war of mine.
I'm
and
saying.
like,
Can you
Yeah,
ever
it's-
accidentally let someone one in with like a gun? And
I don't want to spoil anything for you. I'm just going to tell you that they
Okay.
did a really good job with this
All right,
game.
I gotta
Yeah.
try that.
All right. So that was Papers, Please. Next up, Glory to Aristoska.
Glory days.
Parkour, first person, action.
Dead Light.
Female
Dying Light.
protagonist.
Oh,
Female protagonist. Great soundtrack.
Oh,
platformer.
Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge is correct.
wouldn't have remembered that name.
Open world survival craft, exploration, underwater,
Valheim.
crafting.
Subnautica.
Ryan got
got
it.
it,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think he got the Nautica out first.
All right, boys.
But I said sub
Yeah.
loud.
Nudity, pixel graphics, story rich, indie, memes, simulation, funny, comedy, action, mature, single player, casual, 2D, arcade, cult classic, World War II.
What the fuck? World War II indie nudity.
I think I should put a strong emphasis on memes,
Memes.
but nudity is definitely important.
Nudity. World War II nudity.
Memes? So, like, it's a very
So the
memes
reason World
game.
War II is a tag is because of memes.
I'm so lost.
I'm not going to give you a hint on this one. I'm just going to give like,
I tap on that one. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015.
What?
Is he a World War
Actually,
II
a really
vet?
fun game. You should try
Wait,
it.
it takes place in World War II?
No, not at all. It's just the players of that game decided to like band together and tag
Give
it
it a
as
tag.
World War II.
Shower with your dad in World War II
That's amazing.
during World War II.
I'm not going to say
Okay.
necessarily you should play this game, but you should definitely get up because it's
Overwhelmingly
hilarious.
positive, isn't
Yeah,
it?
overwhelmingly
I
positive.
remembered that.
Positive,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Great soundtrack, story rich, choices matter, multiple endings, funny, pixel graphics, RPG, single player, indie,
Life
comedy,
is Strange?
2D, replay value, cute.
2D, right? Celeste, Dead Cells.
Choices matter,
Choices Matter comedy. 2D.
pixel graphics,
You said comedy, right?
funny, multiple endings, RPG.
Choices Matter RPG comedy 2D.
Very, very
It's-
popular game.
It's not. What's that game
Was
called?
platformer in there or no?
No.
It's not that game with the little skeleton dude. I don't think that's not a comedy.
Grim Fandango?
No. The 2D one where it's basically Earthbound, but
I don't know.
the one with
Release date was 2015.
yeah, it's lining up to that, but that's not a comedy.
2015.
What was that called? It's
Blobby.
not Undaunted.
Giving Bink, bonk, bink,
Nah,
bonk,
just
bink,
yeah.
Pong.
I mean,
And yes, it is a comedy. It's Undertale.
no, it's
Oh,
not.
Yes, it
no, it's
fucking
not.
is. Oh my God.
Undertale's not a comedy.
Your sense of humor is garbage if you think Undertale is not a comedy.
I played
That's like a
10
beloved
minutes of that
comedy
game. And I
game.
didn't laugh once.
Yeah. No, it's that game sets you up and starts you up to make it so that choices that you really feel the effects of the choices that you make. Because in that game, you can play through that entire game without killing a single enemy. kind of thing. Or you can choose to kill everything that you come across. You can do it whatever way you want.
It's hilarious.
But the entirety of the game is hysterically funny.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I knew that it was
disagree with that
I
tag.
just didn't think about it.
Lame.
I do not think you'll find an ally in this fight, Ryan.
I've never played it, but I've heard that it's hilarious.
All right. Last one. This is it.
All right.
This is for all the marbles.
This is it, Michael Jackson.
We have marbles?
Co-op, story-rich, split screen, action adventure, third person,
Gears 5,
crime,
Gears of War.
conversation,
emotional.
emotional,
Oh my God.
violent,
What's it called?
atmospheric, indie, sexual content and nudity, cinematic.
Yeah. All right,
Crime?
Kenny, do you want to partner on this
Split
one?
screen crime.
Because I can get you there. I just can't remember the name of the game.
It's from the same studios
Yep,
as
I know.
Brothers,
Yep,
A Tale of
yep,
Two
I know.
Sons.
Yeah, you're ruining it.
A
now.
Way Out.
Yeah.
Hey, good job, Kenny.
I was gonna.
Oh, and with that point, Kenny, you lost by 1 point. Congratulations, Ryan. You won Grab Bag Tag Blab.
Grab a tag back blab.
Blab to tag.
I should make that the song. It's the same.
I like how Ryan almost got mad right up until he won. He was like, oh,
Did you
good.
see my inflection change to go? Oh, this is below.
I could see it. Yeah, I could
That's
see the
great.
blood rushing to your head. And
bologna sandwiches, which I love.
This is bologna sandwiches, which is a good thing.
oh, mercy.
I totally got to make the theme song. Grab the blab, tag, blab, blab.
Yeah, like to that tune.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not giving all that hear that.
I love it.
That's great.
Oh, fantastic.
my car.
That's it. That's all the games I
my
have for
God.
today. Do you guys have any more games?
No, I think
I'm
we're
out of
gamed
games.
out. We've talked about so many games. We've played so many, and we've done
gamed it all.
I need to
guys.
save up a little bit so I can actually game over the next week and then
Yeah,
make
there you
games
go.
about the games I gamed.
If all plans go according to plans, we are going to have a
This is
guest
how we-
on next week.
This is how we talk words.
A friend of mine is going to join us and play some games with us
Yeah.
next
Cool.
week.
That'd be fun.
Hey, get someone to do it so I don't have to. Yay.
I know him by the name Hammer from his online moniker.
Justin Hammer.
But I'll let him introduce himself if he doesn't want to just be Hammer.
Sounds good.
But
Excited
next
to have a
week we'll
guest
play
on the
some
show
games with
again.
a friend, get some more games, more debates. I think I'm going to debate him, actually, if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah,
Come up with
Oh,
absolutely.
something.
yes, very cool.
Take a day off. I just
Take a
had
day
4
off, yep.
tonight, so
There you go.
Yeah, that does mess with your brain a bit. All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
no,
wanted to say if anyone saw our ad on Gabbin' and Games, David Jaffe's podcast, we're glad that you came and checked us out.
Hey,
And,
Jaffe, you're the man.
Shout out to Jaffe.
Thanks,
He's
Jaffe.
been very kind to us, tweeting out our Family Feud game. Awesome guy.
come out on the podcast and hang out with us.
Why don't you come on out?
Send us game ideas, debate topics, trivia questions, all that sort of stuff. TheLeetistPod@gmail.com. @TheLeetist on Twitter. Fill out our Family Feud survey. It's still up on our Twitter feed. And we will catch you next week on The Leetist Podcast.
Have a good night, everybody.
Oh my god.